Chapter 21:17. To provide you with an exciting novel to read. At this moment, Ice Dragon Tao Lord's true body, who was cultivating in seclusion, suddenly opened his eyes and spat out a mouthful of blood. His expression changed drastically. His soul was injured. This was something he had never expected. His clone had actually been killed in the Ice Dragon formation. Was the other party's strength so terrifying? Were Icy Dance and Zi Xintong, the princess of the Devil region, so terrifying when they joined forces? This was something he had never expected. He didn't think it was Yang Hongwu's doing. After all, Yang Hongwu's cultivation was only at the ruler realm. He didn't know what had happened in the Ice Dragon formation because he had already lost his connection with it. He had lost his connection with the Ice Dragon formation. The space within the Ice Dragon formation had been completely sealed. This made him realize a huge threat. Attack? Or endure? This suddenly made him feel conflicted. After all, the other party could even seal the space within the Ice Dragon formation and cause him to lose connection with it. This was enough to show that the other party's strength was extremely terrifying. However, if he retreated, the other party would definitely not leave Ice Dragon Mountain so easily. At this moment, Icy Dance was coming for him. She wouldn't retreat just because he had endured. Give up Ice Dragon Mountain and leave this place? This was even more impossible. This was his headquarters, his foundation. Once he left the Ice Dragon Mountain, not only would he lose his foundation, his strength would also be greatly reduced. This was because he, the Ice Dragon Mountain, and the Ice Dragon Great Formation were one. Once he lost the Ice Dragon Formation and lost the support of Ice Dragon Mountain's origin, his strength would decrease by more than half. He might even fall to the ruler realm. Of course, he wasn't willing. Since retreating was impossible, he could only fight and forcefully fight to the death with the other party. Men. At this moment, Ice Dragon Tao Lord called out and the door to his cultivation room opened. Master. One of the 3 disciples standing guard outside stood up and asked, "Is there anything I can help you with, Master?" The one who spoke was Ice Dragon Tao Lord's eldest disciple, Du Tianlin. Du Tianlin was a poisonous flood dragon that Ice Dragon Tao Lord had picked up in an ancient secret realm. He was raised and became Ice Dragon Tao Lord's right-hand man. He was also Ice Dragon Tao Lord's most trusted assistant. Du Tianlin. Although his strength hadn't reached the Tao Lord realm, he was still a half-step Tao Lord. Moreover, his poison Tao was extremely terrifying. It was Du Tianlin's secret art. Once his poison technique was used, it could be said that no one below the Tao Lord realm would be able to neutralize it. Even Tao Lord experts would not be able to neutralize it in a short period of time. Go and bring me Shui Xianer, Tao Lord Ice Dragon said coldly. I want to use him for training. Yes, Master. Du Tianlin was curious as to why Tao Lord Ice Dragon would use Shui Xianer to cultivate at this time. After all, Tao Lord Ice Dragon was waiting for the right time to use Shui Xianer as a cauldron. However, the time wasn't right yet. If the other pure female body hadn't entered the Ice Sacred region, this wouldn't be a problem. However, there was only one pure female body now. If she used this cauldron now, she would have to wait for the day of Purine. Wouldn't there be no more cultivation cauldron? Although Du Tianlin was very curious, he didn't dare to speak at this time because he saw the blood at the corner of Ice Dragon Tao Lord's mouth. Ice Dragon Tao Lord was very domineering. Although Du Tianlin was deeply trusted by Ice Dragon Tao Lord, if he dared to disobey him. If that was the case, Tao Lord Ice Dragon would definitely not show mercy. Du Tianlin was very clear about this. He had seen far too many people who had been killed by Tao Lord Ice Dragon because they had disobeyed him. Back then, a woman he loved was also one of Ice Dragon Tao Lord's right-hand men. However, she was killed because of a small matter. Since then, Du Tianlin buried this matter in the bottom of his heart. He didn't tell anyone and never disobeyed Ice Dragon Tao Lord's orders. However, the seed of hatred was buried deep in Du Tianlin's heart. Seeing the blood at the corner of Ice Dragon Tao Lord's mouth, Du Tianlin didn't think that Ice Dragon Dao Lord had encountered a problem in his cultivation. It was very likely that he had encountered a great danger. Otherwise, Ice Dragon Dao Lord wouldn't have given up on that stage because of a small problem. One day, after Du Tianlin left the Ice Dragon Hall, he knew where the problem was. It turned out that the Ice Dragon Mountain was under attack, and it was Icy Dance, the Hall Master of the Shrine of Ice. Her strength was incomparably valiant, and there was also a similarly valiant princess of the infernal region. The blood at the corner of Ice Dragon Dao Lord's mouth was probably because his clone had been killed in the battle with Icy Dance and Zi Xintong. Ice Dragon Dao Lord himself had suffered a backlash. At this moment, Du Tianlin's mood was very complicated. He was happy and worried at the same time. He was happy because at this moment, Dao Lord Ice Dragon was probably in great danger. If Dao Lord Ice Dragon was killed, he would have his revenge. However, at the same time, Ice Dragon Dao Lord had done him a great favor. If it weren't for Ice Dragon Dao Lord, how could he be who he was today? Because of this, his mood was very complicated. Ice Dragon Dao Lord had nurtured him, but Ice Dragon Dao Lord had killed the woman he loved. It was these complicated feelings that made him very conflicted. He didn't know what to do. However, after hesitating for a long time, he finally chose to bring her to Ice Dragon Dao Lord. Firstly, it was to repay the favor. Secondly, he didn't want to die. If he chose to betray Ice Dragon Dao Lord at this time, only death would await him. Ice Dragon Dao Lord wouldn't let him go. At this moment, Du Tianlin came to a secret realm. This was one of the two forbidden areas of Ice Dragon Mountain, the Ice Dragon Secret Realm. The Ice Dragon Secret Realm and the Ice Dragon Sacred Realm were the two great secret realms of Ice Dragon Mountain. They couldn't enter the Ice Dragon Sacred Realm, and so could Ice Dragon Dao Lord. However, the Ice Dragon Secret Realm was different. It was very special. It was the inner world of the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror. The Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror was Ice Dragon Dao Lord's natal treasure and the key to his growth. It was controlled by Ice Dragon Dao Lord. Shui Xianer was imprisoned here. Just as Du Tianlin was about to open the secret realm, Yan Hanwu, Zi Xintong, and Icy Dance appeared. Before Du Tianlin could react, his body was controlled by the three of them. This space was also sealed. Who are you people? Du Tianlin's face changed drastically. After seeing who it was, he realized that he was in danger. However, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't resist at all. The difference in strength was too big. However, when the three of them imprisoned him, he had already released the poison technique in his body. This was his biggest trump card. Du Tianlin? Ice Dragon Dao Lord's first disciple? Icy Dance asked. Very well. Speak, where's Ice Dragon Dao Lord? You want to talk about the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people. You want to follow advanced reading literature on WeChat. Talk about life, find a confidant. Chapter 21:18. You, how dare you trespass here? Let me go, or else. Or else what? Icy Dance said coldly. You're going to die. Do you know that? You're just a lowly prisoner. What are you so arrogant for? If you don't speak, we'll find you even if we kill you, Zi Xintong said coldly. Her killing intent was just as shocking. If you kill me, you won't have an easy time either, said Du Tianlin. You're just a little snake. How dare you be so arrogant? Do you think you can deal with us with this little bit of poison? When Yan Hanwu heard Du Tianlin's tone, he knew what Du Tianlin was thinking. Du Tianlin had already used it when he was caught. Yan Hanwu had to admit that Du Tianlin's poison skills were indeed impressive. However, they were nothing to Yan Hanwu. After all, he was a powerful alchemist. He could even refine saint-grade pills. Moreover, he had the Red Lotus karmic fire. Any poison arts were useless in front of Yan Hanwu. However, for Zi Xintong and Shuai Wu, Du Tianlin's poison techniques were still a little threatening. After all, they weren't alchemists, and they didn't have powerful divine flames or physical bodies that could ignore all kinds of poison techniques. Poison arts? Zi Xintong and Icy Dance's expressions changed slightly. They were Dao monarchs. They were surprised that they had been poisoned without anyone noticing. They could tell that Du Tianlin's poison arts weren't to be underestimated. Du Tianlin, what a poison arts genius. Hand over the antidote, or I'll kill you. Icy Dance said coldly. Although Du Tianlin's poison arts weren't fatal to her, they could still affect her. I have an antidote here. Here's an antidote. Yang Hanwu waved his hand and took out 2 elixirs. These detoxification pills were concocted by Yang Hanwu casually. They were also Saint-grade elixirs. Considering Du Tianlin's poison skills, these pills were only Dao grade. They could neutralize all poisons other than the Dao grade. After all, Yang Hanwu had infused the antidote with the power of fortune. It had a strong suppressive effect on poisons below the Dao grade. After the 2 women consumed the detoxification pills, they removed that bit of poison. This poison only affected them a little. In truth, it wasn't difficult to remove this poison, but it would take some time. After all, the 2 women were Dao lords. No matter what a half-step Dao lord cultivator cultivated, even poison, they wouldn't be able to cause fatal damage to a Dao lord. This was the cultivation of Dao lords and those below the Dao lord realm. The gap between them was like a chasm that couldn't be crossed. Of course, Yang Hanwu was different. He was too special. That was why he could fight against a Dao lord with a ruler cultivation base. You. Who are you? Du Tianlin looked at Yang Hanwu. Only now did he realize how terrifying Yang Hanwu was. The young man in front of him was only at the early stage Dao monarch realm, but he was so unfathomable that he could neutralize his poison arts so easily. Du Tianlin's poison arts were an innate divine ability. It had a great limitation on Dao monarchs. Although it couldn't cause any fatal damage to Dao monarchs, it could weaken their strength for a short time and prevent them from reaching their peak. That was why Dao monarch Ice Dragon valued him so much. He refined countless poisons and gave them to Dao monarch Ice Dragon. Dao monarch Ice Dragon relied on his poison arts to gain a great advantage against other Dao monarchs. Me? Yang Hanwu smiled and looked at Du Tianlin. To you, I'm an enemy you can't fight against. A little snake. What a pity. You have the blood of dragons in your body, but it's suppressed. If you can awaken your body, if you have the bloodline of the ancient dragon clan, you will become an ancient poison dragon. Yang Hanwu was a member of the dragon clan, and his bloodline rank was the highest in the dragon clan. He could see that Du Tianlin's true form was an ancient poisonous snake with the bloodline of the ancient poisonous dragon. If it could be activated, Du Tianlin's strength would increase tremendously and he could even break through to the Dao monarch realm. Once he entered the Dao lord realm, the increase in his cultivation base would not be small. After entering the Dao lord realm, he would no longer be proficient in the poison arts, but in the poison laws and the great Dao of poison. There were 3,000 great Daos in the myriad worlds, and of course, it was one of the poisons. Dao of poison. Once one achieved success in the Dao of poison, it would be extremely terrifying, especially when it came to those cultivators whose cultivation was not as high as his. He would have a huge advantage and be able to kill his enemies without making a sound. How terrifying was that? How terrifying! However, it would be too difficult for this little poisonous snake to grow. After all, there was almost no one in the myriad realms who could activate the law of poison in his body and awaken his ancient bloodline. Of course, Yang Hanwu could do it. However, Yang Hanwu would have to pay a great price. This kid was an enemy. Yang Hanwu naturally wouldn't pay such a price for an enemy. Even if the other party wasn't an enemy, Yang Hanwu wouldn't do it so easily. You're also a dragon. Your bloodline is even more terrifying than my master's. You're from the ancient divine dragon clan? Du Tianlin looked at Yang Hanwu, his eyes filled with shock. He could feel a powerful pressure coming from Yang Hanwu's body, which came from his blood. It came from the depths of his bloodline. Although only a trace of this pressure was revealed, Du Tianlin still sensed it. He had sensed this pressure from Tao Lord Ice Dragon before. However, the pressure from Tao Lord Ice Dragon's body was far from this pure and imposing. As expected of someone with the ancient poison dragon bloodline. You're actually able to sense the pressure from my bloodline. You're not simple. Although your bloodline is a little thin, it's still alright. If you can awaken it, you can break through to the Tao Monarch realm. Yan Hanwu said. His eyes narrowed as he spoke. Yan Hanwu, you're saying that Du Tianlin actually has the ancient poison dragon bloodline? Once it's awakened, he can break through to the Tao Monarch realm? Shui Shui looked at Yan Hanwu and asked. That's right. However, it's practically impossible to awaken that bloodline. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, in the myriad worlds, unless it's a supreme expert from the ancient god domain, only I can awaken his bloodline. At this moment, Du Tianlin looked at Yang Hanwu and said, Young master, I'm willing to submit to you. Please awaken the power of my bloodline. His eyes were filled with desire. He wanted to become stronger and become a Tao monarch. Who wouldn't be willing? Du Tianlin was the same. If he could become a Tao monarch, he was willing to pay any price. No. Shui Shui hurriedly stopped him when she heard that. This Du Tianlin isn't a good person. He's Tao Monarch Ice Dragon's lackey. She wanted to talk about the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people. Talking about life, finding a confidant. Chapter 21:19. Yang Hanwu naturally knew what kind of person Du Tianlin was. Yang Hanwu could also tell what kind of person Du Tianlin was. Du Tianlin had endless karma on him. This was a sign of his sins. Who knew how many innocent people he had killed? His hands were stained with blood. His hands were stained with blood. If such a person were to undergo tribulation, he would definitely be much more terrifying than ordinary cultivators. Young master, I definitely won't. I will be absolutely loyal to young master. Although Ice Dragon Tao Monarch raised me, he is also my enemy. He doesn't treat us as humans at all. My most beloved woman died miserably in his hands. I'm the one who, I want revenge. At this point, Du Tianlin's eyes flashed with intense killing intent. Yang Hanwu could see that this hatred was definitely not concealed. It came from the bottom of his heart. Icy Dance said coldly, You believe him? Although Tao Lord Ice Dragon has committed many evil deeds, he is still Du Tianlin's benefactor. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that he owes Du Tianlin a great debt of gratitude. If it wasn't for Tao Lord Ice Dragon, Du Tianlin wouldn't exist. If he betrayed Tao Lord Ice Dragon, can't he betray you? That's right. Zi Xintong nodded in agreement. Who is Tao Lord Ice Dragon? How can someone who can reach this level not have some tricks up his sleeve? How can he not guard against the betrayal of others? If I'm not wrong, he is in Du Tianlin's heart. There is a mark in Lin's soul. Once he betrays us, only death awaits him. Du Tianlin, you should give up. Tell me honestly where Tao Lord Ice Dragon is and you still have a chance to live. As for you wanting Yang Hanwu to help you activate your bloodline and raise your cultivation to the next level, that's impossible. You can live. Living is already the greatest gift for you. You still want Yang Hanwu to help you activate your bloodline? That's absolutely impossible. Icy Dance said coldly. At this moment, Yang Hanwu said, Little Viper, they're right. I won't activate your bloodline. Not killing you is already a great favor for you. Du Tianlin looked at Yang Hanwu. He knew that since he had said so, Yang Hanwu would definitely not activate his bloodline for now. Of course, he also knew very well that this didn't mean that he had no chance. He would still have a chance in the future. He would, as long as he could get Yang Hanwu's approval. Alright, I'm willing to help you. However, you have to promise me one thing. Help me break free from Tao Lord Ice Dragon's control. Du Tianlin didn't want to die. He was controlled by Tao Lord Ice Dragon and his life was not up to him. In front of him, Yang Hanwu had a powerful bloodline of dragons. Although his cultivation realm seemed insufficient, he would only have a chance to live if he took action. If Tao Lord Ice Dragon knew that he had betrayed him, Tao Lord Ice Dragon would definitely have a way to kill him. I don't want to die. Although I don't know how Tao Lord Ice Dragon controls my life foundation, I'm sure that he can control my life and death. It's not just me. In the entire Ice Dragon Mountain, as long as one's cultivation has reached the sovereign level, they are all under Tao Lord Ice Dragon's control. Now, whoever he wants to kill will have to die. You don't have the right to negotiate with me. If you don't want to say it, you have to die now. Yang Hanwu said coldly, I hate it when people negotiate with me. Du Tianlin was already a prisoner, yet he still dared to negotiate. He was simply courting death. I know Tao Lord Ice Dragon's weakness. If you're willing to protect me from death, I can tell you his weakness and all his secrets. Although Du Tianlin was furious, he knew that this was his greatest danger. Because he could live or die with a thought. Life and death were not up to him. Yang Hanwu and the other two knew how angry Du Tianlin was at this moment. However, they didn't take it to heart. This guy was only at the sovereign level. If he hadn't reached the Tao Lord level, he wouldn't pose any threat to them. At most, he would just create some small trouble for them. Moreover, if he didn't know what was good for him, they could just kill him. Yang Hanwu was confident enough. Tao Lord Ice Dragon's weakness and secrets? You can tell me. If you can satisfy me, I can promise you. Yang Hanwu said. In fact, if Yang Hanwu wanted to use a special method to read all of Du Tianlin's memories, he would have to pay a high price. Moreover, the success rate wasn't 100%. If he could, he would say it himself. If he could, it would be best if he could come out. After all, what Yang Hanwu lacked the most now was time. He didn't want to waste too much time and energy. However, if he knew Tao Lord Ice Dragon's weakness, it would be much easier to deal with him. This was a good thing. Hurry up and say it. Shui Shui was pleasantly surprised to hear that Du Tianlin knew Tao Lord Ice Dragon's weakness. If they targeted Tao Lord Ice Dragon's weakness, it would be much easier to kill him. Tao Lord Ice Dragon has a brother. It's his twin brother. He sealed him in the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror. Du Tianlin said, that's Tao Lord Ice Dragon's weakness. His twin brother shares the same roots as Tao Lord Ice Dragon. As long as he controls Tao Lord Ice Dragon's life, his twin brother controls Tao Lord Ice Dragon's life and death. Yang Hanwu was quite surprised when he heard this. In fact, this was not particularly surprising. In the myriad worlds, such a situation was extremely rare, but it was not non-existent. However, generally, if such a situation occurred, it would be extremely rare. However, it wasn't impossible to solve it. Moreover, if the two brothers could work together and cultivate a special secret technique, their cultivation would increase at the same time. Moreover, if they performed a joint attack, their cultivation would not be as simple as 1+1. Generally, they could even combine their powers. When they used a combination technique, their power would be even more terrifying. Their combat strength would increase exponentially. If it was really as Du Tianlin said, then Tao Lord Ice Dragon's twin brother wouldn't be his weakness. It would be his trump card, one of his greatest trump cards. Generally speaking, for someone like Tao Lord Ice Dragon who would do anything for himself, he would probably refine his twin brother into one of his clones. This clone wouldn't be as simple as an ordinary clone. It would be another Ice Dragon. Tao Lord, with the same strength as him, was another him. Take us to the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror, Yang Hanwu said. No matter what the situation was, he had to take down Tao Lord Ice Dragon's twin brother first. Yang Hanwu did not want any accidents to happen or anything out of his control. Therefore, Tao Lord Ice Dragon's twin brother had to be killed. He could not be allowed to live. Please follow me, Du Tianlin said. Yang Hanwu and the other two looked at each other and released the shackles on Du Tianlin. However, the seal on his cultivation base was not unlocked. If you want to talk about the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people, follow excellent reading literature on WeChat. Talk about life, find a confidant. Chapter 21:20. We're here, this is the place. On the other side of the phone. Not long after, the group arrived at an entrance. It was a simple and unadorned teleportation gate. This is the ancient ice dragon mirror? Yang Hanwu frowned slightly as he looked at the light door in front of him. This portal was the ice dragon ancient mirror. Yang Hanwu did not believe it. His eye technique was unable to see through it. However, it seemed like it was impossible. However, it didn't look like the ancient ice dragon mirror. After all, he couldn't completely trust Du Tianlin. Therefore, he had to be careful. If it was a trap, wouldn't he be walking right into it? Yes, this is the entrance to the ancient ice dragon mirror. This is the ice dragon's secret territory. Du Tianlin explained. If this is the entrance to the ice dragon's secret territory, then what about the entrance to the ice sacred territory? Where is it? Yan Hanwu said. To Yan Hanwu, entering the entrance of the ice dragon mystery dimension was not a big deal. After all, entering it was just a matter of time. After all, it was to deal with Ice Dragon Dao Lord. However, the ice sacred territory was a must. Xue Xue's expression changed after hearing Yan Hanwu's words. She didn't expect Yan Hanwu to know about the existence of the ice sacred territory. How could she not be shocked? The ice sacred territory was very important to Xue Xue. She didn't say anything, but Yan Hanwu knew about it. Could it be that Yan Hanwu and Zi Xintong didn't come here to find someone, but to go to the ice sacred territory like her? If that was the case, she and Yan Hanwu would become enemies. If that was the case, she didn't want to see it happen. Yang Hanwu's strength was very strange, and Zi Xintong was very strong. They were both powerful enemies. If Yang Hanwu went against them, it would be very troublesome. She didn't have enough confidence to deal with Yang Hanwu and Zi Xintong. Don't worry. At this moment, Sacred Qin said, Yang Hanwu doesn't care about the ice sacred territory's inheritance. He doesn't need it. Then why is he here? Is he really looking for someone? Xue Xuewu asked. She was still very worried. The entrance to the ice sacred territory? At this moment, Du Tianlin hadn't expected Yang Hanwu to know about the existence of the Ice Holy Land. However, after thinking about it, he didn't find it strange. After all, Yang Hanwu was too powerful. His existence wasn't strange at all. Moreover, he was together with Ice Dance. Perhaps Ice Dance had told him about it. As for Xue Xuewu, as the master of the Ice Sacred Territory, it would be strange if she didn't know about the sacred territory. The entrance to the Ice Dragon Sacred Domain is in the depths of the Ice Dragon Hall. It has been sealed by Dao Monarch Ice Dragon. If you want to enter the Ice Dragon Sacred Domain, you must defeat Dao Monarch Ice Dragon. Otherwise, you won't be able to enter. Is that so? Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes and said, Are you telling the truth? In fact, Yang Hanwu had already seen that there was a teleportation formation beside the Ice Dragon's secret territory. This teleportation formation was destroyed. It was obvious that it was destroyed by someone. Moreover, the power should belong to Ice Dragon Dao Lord. He must be the one who destroyed it. Yes, Lord. Du Tianlin felt a little scared when Yang Hanwu looked at him like that. He was really worried that Yang Hanwu would kill him directly. There's no other entrance? Yang Hanwu said, I hate it when people lie to me. If you lie to me, I won't be merciful. There's another entrance, but it's been destroyed. We can't enter it. Du Tianlin hurriedly explained. Where is it? Yang Hanwu asked. Xuewu's eyes lit up when she heard this. If she could enter the sacred territory directly, she could ignore Ice Dragon Dao Lord for now. As long as she could enter the sacred territory, she could obtain the inheritance of the ice sacred territory and become a true ice. If she became the master of the Snow God domain, then her strength would increase by leaps and bounds. At that time, she would truly be in control of the entire Snow God domain, and a mere Ice Dragon Dao Monarch would be nothing to worry about. She also looked at Du Tianlin. It would be best if she could enter directly. It's over there, Du Tianlin said as he pointed at a ruin not far away. Over there? You're not lying to us? Shuawu said, it's just a ruin. There's no teleportation formation at all. There's no sign of a spatial entrance. If it was the real entrance of the sacred territory, there would definitely be fluctuations. As the master of the ice sacred territory, Shuawu could actually sense the sacred territory. How could she not discover it? It's true, my lord. I'm not lying. However, a year ago, Dao Lord Ice Dragon captured a naked woman and escaped into that entrance. Therefore, in a fit of anger, Dao Lord Ice Dragon destroyed that entrance. Therefore, he directly sealed it and turned it into an ordinary ruin. Ordinary people won't be able to discover it. Du Tianlin explained again, worried that Yang Hanwu would kill him out of anger. He's right. That's an entrance, a sealed entrance. However, the space of this entrance has been destroyed. If you want to enter, you'll have to repair the space. Yan Hanwu said. Now that the entrance to the space had been destroyed, it would be extremely difficult to repair it. Moreover, the sacred territory was a special space. Although he had the secret technique to travel through the void, he couldn't easily enter a special secret territory like the sacred territory. After all, the sacred land of ice was too special. In fact, even ordinary macro worlds, such as the domain of gods, or the sky-reaching continent, could not be entered without the permission of the owner. This was the power of the laws. The restriction of law. For example, the Forsaken Shrine. Anyone who could enter the Forsaken Shrine through a spatial technique definitely couldn't be at the Dao Lord level of power, they had to be below the Dao Lord level. Even hegemons wouldn't be able to easily enter, unless the Forsaken Shrine was willing to let them in. Otherwise, it was impossible to enter. A secret territory like the sacred territory of self-defense was a place of inheritance. Unless the sacred territory of self-defense was willing to let you in and had the permission of the sacred territory of self-defense. Generally, a place of inheritance like the sacred territory of self-defense could only be entered through the entrance of the sacred territory of self-defense. Can this entrance be repaired? Shuawu asked. I don't know. Du Tianlin said, perhaps Ice Dragon Dao Lord can repair it. It can be repaired, but it's very difficult and will take a lot of time. Yang Hanwu said, moreover, during the repair process, it can't be disturbed. However, it's impossible to do so now. After all, this was Ice Dragon Dao Lord's territory. Ice Dragon Dao Lord wasn't dead yet. If you want to talk about the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people, follow excellent reading literature on WeChat. Talk about life, find friends. Chapter 21-21. Icy Dance was delighted to hear Yan Hanwu say that he could repair the entrance. After all, it was the best thing to have a chance to enter the ice sacred land. No. The problem now was that Dao Lord Ice Dragon had not been dealt with yet. Once he was done, they could enter the ice sacred land directly. That was naturally the best outcome. Dao Lord Ice Dragon is a problem. After all, this is Ice Dragon Mountain. Yang Hanwu said, if you can stop Dao Lord Ice Dragon and don't disturb me, we can give it a try. Then let's kill Dao Lord Ice Dragon first. Icy Dance said. She couldn't wait to enter the ice sacred land. This place was her goal, the most important goal. As for killing Dao Lord Ice Dragon, it wasn't that important. Of course, if she had to kill Dao Lord Ice Dragon to enter the ice sacred land, then she would kill him first. No matter what, let's enter the Ice Dragon secret realm first. Zi Xintong said. The Ice Dragon secret realm is formed by the Ice Dragon ancient mirror. Dao Lord Ice Dragon is the owner of the mirror. If we enter, wouldn't we be walking into a trap? Yang Hanwu furrowed his brows and said. It would be troublesome if they were to enter the Ice Dragon ancient mirror and be sealed inside. This. Yang Hanwu was very clear about this point. It was like letting the enemy enter his life great seal. Therefore, if one did not have enough confidence and strength, entering the secret realm of the ancient ice dragon mirror at this moment was equivalent to being caught by ice dragon Dao Monarch as a turtle in a jar. Oh! Even if they had powerful secret techniques, they would suffer great losses. This time, Du Tianlin wanted the three of them to enter the ice dragon's secret realm. He was up to no good. Yang Hanwu looked at Du Tianlin. If this guy still didn't know what was good for him, then he would have to kill him. Although Dao Lord Ice Dragon's twin brother is in the Ice Dragon's secret realm, the Ice Dragon's secret realm is actually the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror. If you enter, Dao Lord Ice Dragon will have an absolute advantage. At that time, no matter how strong you are, you won't be a match for Dao Lord Ice Dragon. At this moment, Du Tianlin spoke. In fact, he was very conflicted. Such as if he could lure Yang Hanwu and the others into the Ice Dragon's secret territory, it would be of great benefit to him. It could be said that this was a great contribution. In this way, he would definitely be praised by the Ice Dragon Dao Monarch. The Ice Dragon Dao Monarch would definitely reward him greatly. However, Yang Hanwu and the others were not fools. It was impossible for them to be fooled so easily. Therefore, after hesitating for a long time, he still said it. You are quite tactful. If you don't say it, I will kill you. Yang Hanwu snorted. If Du Tianlin didn't say anything, Yang Hanwu didn't plan to let him go. After all, Du Tianlin definitely knew about these things. If he didn't say anything, it meant that he was plotting against Yang Hanwu and the others, which meant that this guy was really useless. Instead, he was plotting against Yang Hanwu and the others. There was no point in keeping such a person alive. Do you think we're fools? Zi Xintong coldly snorted. It was the same for Shuawu. For the three of them to have their current cultivation realm and strength, how could they be so easily deceived? If they couldn't even see through such a scheme, they would have been killed long ago. How could they still be alive now? No, young master, you have to believe me. I didn't mean that. How would I dare to plot against you? At this moment, Du Tianlin was sweating profusely. He was scared to death. He looked at Yang Hanwu and said, My life is in your hands. How would I dare to plot against you? Even if I had 10,000 guts, I still wouldn't dare to plot against you. Forget it. I can't be bothered to talk to you. Be honest and bring us to the Ice Dragon Dao Monarch. Yang Hanwu said. This time, you came here under the instructions of the Ice Dragon Dao Monarch, right? Yes, young master. The Ice Dragon Dao Monarch asked me to bring Shui Xianer, a pure body, to his cultivation place. He is injured and needs a cauldron to cultivate. Du Tianlin said. He knew that his life was saved at this moment. Yang Hongwu didn't kill him because he was giving him a chance. If he didn't know what was good for him, he would be a corpse. At this moment, he truly understood how terrifying Yang Hanwu was. Although his cultivation realm wasn't high, his strength was truly terrifying and unfathomable. The reason why Dao Monarch Ice Dragon was injured was most likely because of Yang Hanwu. Although Icy Dance and Zi Xintong were powerful, they shouldn't have been able to injure Dao Monarch Ice Dragon so easily. Although Dao Monarch Ice Dragon's incarnation was only an incarnation, its strength was still quite terrifying. It was impossible for it to be killed before Dao Monarch Ice Dragon could react, causing Dao Monarch Ice Dragon to suffer heavy injuries. Bring Shui Xianer out. Yang Hanwu lightly patted Du Tianlin and planted a mark. Don't think about escaping. I've already planted a life and death mark on you. If you try to escape, I'll let you know what it means to live a life worse than death. I won't. Du Tianlin hastily nodded. He had sensed that when Yang Hanwu had patted him, a force had entered his body. That force had concealed itself, and when he wanted to try to remove it, he sensed a terrifying force of life and death. It felt like it could erupt at any time, and once it did, he would die. He didn't want to die, so he could only listen to Yang Hanwu. I don't think you dare. If you don't listen, that force of mine can directly control your soul and do what I want. Yang Hanwu said. I won't, young master. Don't worry. Du Tianlin took a deep breath. He didn't dare to have any thoughts. This man was way too frightening, way too frightening. Compared to him, even Tao Lord Ice Dragon was nothing. This was the most frightening person he had ever seen. At this moment, Du Tianlin didn't have any thoughts of resisting Yang Hanwu. It wasn't only because of Yang Hongwu's strange and unpredictable methods, but also because of the powerful bloodline of dragons in Yang Hongwu's body. Yang Hongwu's words seemed to carry an ancient pressure that couldn't be resisted. It was a power that couldn't be rejected. It seemed to be the most ancient power of dragons. It was the power of laws of the dragon's emperor. Imitation Buddha was the creator of dragons. When if a race was in front of its creator, there was no way it could refuse. The special force in Yang Hongwu's bloodline faintly had this kind of power of laws. In fact, Yang Hanwu didn't know about this. Chapter 21-22. After watching Du Tianlin enter the Ice Dragon's secret realm, Shui Shui asked, "Do you believe him? Aren't you afraid that he won't come out after going in?" "No." Yang Hanwu shook his head. "Unless he has a death wish. That little snake, I can tell with a single glance that he's a coward." "He wouldn't dare," Zi Xintong said. At this moment, in the Ice Dragon Hall. At Tao Lord Ice Dragon's cultivation place, Tao Lord Ice Dragon was furious that Du Tianlin hadn't returned yet. At this moment, he didn't dare to go out carelessly as his injuries hadn't recovered. He could only use the cauldron to heal his injuries before going out. After all, Shui Xintong and Zi Xintong were in the outside world at this moment. They were quite strong. With his injuries, even with the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror in hand, he might not be able to defeat the two of them together. After all, Shui Xintong was the master of the Ice Dominion. Although her strength was suppressed in the Ice Dragon Mountain, she could still fight. To a certain extent, she could mobilize a portion of the power of laws. This was also the reason why Tao Lord Ice Dragon didn't come out even after Yang Hanwu and the others had entered his Ice Dragon Hall. If it were anyone else, it would be too embarrassing if they didn't fight back when the enemy had already come to their home. However, Tao Lord Ice Dragon could endure it. He knew that at this time, he was absolutely at a disadvantage. If he acted rashly, his life would be over if he was not careful. This was something he was unwilling to do. Therefore, in order to survive, in order to be absolutely safe, therefore, before his injuries recovered, he wouldn't act. He could only endure. Damn it, Du Tianlin still hasn't returned. Tao Lord Ice Dragon was very anxious. He didn't expect Du Tianlin to still not return at this time. According to the time calculation, Du Tianlin should have returned by now. Yet, at this time, he still hadn't appeared. In this case, there were only two possibilities. One was that Du Tianlin betrayed him, which was actually not very likely. Du Tianlin was his most trusted subordinate and was raised by him. He was like his own son. This was one of the reasons. The other was that Du Tianlin betrayed him. Another was that he had planted a soul destruction imprint on Du Tianlin. If Du Tianlin betrayed him, he could kill Du Tianlin with a thought. Du Tianlin's life was in his control. Du Tianlin was definitely afraid of death. He didn't believe that Du Tianlin would disregard his own life and betray him. Since this possibility was small, there was only the second possibility. The second possibility was that Du Tianlin had been captured. If that was the case, it would be very troublesome. It meant that he couldn't rely on the cultivation cauldron to heal his injuries in an extremely short period of time. He could only cultivate by himself. In this way, he would need at least a few hours. Moreover, during these few hours, he couldn't be disturbed. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to recover to his peak state. In this way, he would be able to face the ice and snow. He didn't have absolute confidence in defeating Wu and Zi Xintong. However, at this time, Ice Dragon Tao Lord had no choice. He did not dare to go out. This was the most special place in the Ice Dragon Hall. In this place, the surrounding space was sealed by him and his aura would not leak out. Without him, without permission, no one could enter this place. Even experts at the peak of the Tao Lord realm or a half-step Tao master would find it difficult to break into this place. If the other party tried to force their way in, the formation here would be able to stop the other party until he fully recovered. Yang Hanwu wasn't particularly anxious. If it was before, Yang Hanwu would be worried if he didn't know that Jing Qiushuang had entered the sacred land of ice. However, since he knew that his woman had entered the sacred land of ice, there was no need to worry. With his life in danger, Yang Hanwu felt much more at ease. Therefore, he was not particularly anxious. As long as they were dealt with, Tao Lord Ice Dragon would be able to enter the ice sacred realm. Therefore, Yang Hanwu was not worried. That guy hasn't come out yet. Seeing that Du Tianlen had gone in for so long, Shui frowned slightly. She didn't want to wait at all. Yang Hanwu was about to speak when he saw Du Tianlen walk out with a woman. This woman was extremely beautiful and her aura was cold like an ice mountain. However, Yang Hanwu felt a terrifying power from this woman. This woman was not simple. She seemed to have hidden her cultivation level. Ordinary people couldn't discover it at all. Even experts at the Tao Lord realm couldn't discover it. Her strength seemed to be at the peak of the Tao Lord realm. Yang Hanwu couldn't help but take a deep breath. Was she a cauldron? What a joke. This woman's strength was too terrifying. If she unleashed her full strength, Zi Xintong and Shui might not be her match. Although Tao Lord Ice Dragon was strong, he might not be able to gain the upper hand in a head-on clash. Why was this woman hiding her cultivation level? Why was she in the Ice Dragon Mountain? With such a cultivation level, it was absolutely impossible to be caught easily. The reason why she was like this was probably because of the thing in the Ice Dragon Mountain. Could it be that there was a terrifying existence under the Ice Dragon formation? If it wasn't for the existence under the Ice Dragon formation, why would such an expert hide her cultivation level? Therefore, this was the most likely possibility. As for the other possibilities, they were too small. Tao Lord Ice Dragon Mountain. Everything wasn't that simple. Things were getting more and more interesting and complicated. Young master, this is Shui Xianer, a cauldron caught by Tao Lord Ice Dragon. This time, Tao Lord Ice Dragon asked me to bring Shui Xianer to cultivate. Du Tianlen said. You're Shui Xianer. Shui looked at Shui Xianer and her eyes lit up. What a pure physical body. What a powerful physique. If you cultivate, your future achievements won't be inferior to mine. Are you willing to take me as your master and join the Shrine of Ice? Shui saw Shui Xianer's physique. She could tell that he was a cultivation genius. Once he started cultivating, his future achievements would definitely be great. To Shui, it was necessary to nurture a successor for the Shrine of Ice. In her own opinion, her goal wasn't just limited to the Ice Divine Domain. She intended to enter the Ancient God Domain in the future, and that was her goal. But before she left, she had to find a suitable successor. Shui Xianer was an excellent choice. Yang Hanwu couldn't help but laugh when he saw Shui's reaction. Shui Xianer wasn't weaker than Shui, yet she wanted to take him as her disciple. Shui snorted coldly when she saw Yang Hanwu laughing. She was very displeased and said, "What? Do you think I'm not qualified to take you as my disciple?" "No, that's not what I meant." Yang Hanwu shook his head. It wasn't good to offend a woman. If you want to chat about the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people, follow me on WeChat. Chat about life, find a confidant. Chapter 21-23. Then what do you mean? Icy Dance glared coldly at Yang Hanwu. How dare this brat mock me? Does he really think he's that strong? If Qiner hadn't said that he could help her enter the sacred domain of ice, Icy Dance wouldn't have bothered with Yang Hanwu and Zi Xintong. After all, Yang Hanwu was just a stinky sovereign while Zi Xintong was a shameless princess of the demon domain. In fact, Icy Dance had thought that Yang Hanwu was just a gigolo who lived off a woman. Clang. However, after seeing Yang Hanwu display his might, her impression of him changed. However, Yang Hanwu was actually laughing at this moment. This made her very angry. Since she was the domain lord of the Ice Dominion, what was wrong with taking in a disciple? How could Icy Dance not be angry when he dared to laugh at her? I'm not laughing at you, Yang Hanwu explained again. It's just that Miss Shui probably won't become your disciple. How do you know? Icy Dance turned to Shui Xian'er and said, I'm the master of the Shrine of Ice, a Dao Monarch expert. If you take me as your master, you'll be the young master of the Shrine of Ice and my successor. Once you reach the Dao Monarch realm, you can inherit the Shrine of Ice and become the domain lord of the Ice Dominion. This is a rare opportunity. If you're strong enough, you won't be captured as a cauldron like before. If you're not strong enough, you'll be bullied. Do you understand? Xian'er looked at Yang Hanwu in astonishment. His concealment technique was extremely powerful. Even Dao Monarch Ice Dragon couldn't see through his disguise. Icy Dance and Zi Xintong were Dao Monarchs, but they couldn't see through his disguise either. Even half-step Dao Sovereigns couldn't see through his disguise. This man was merely a sovereign. Did he see through his disguise? This, Shui Xian'er was very surprised. If he hadn't seen through his cultivation, the man in front of him wouldn't have said such words. What? Have you taken a fancy to this gigolo? Icy Dance was even more furious when Shui Xian'er ignored her and looked at Yang Hanwu instead. She had never imagined that someone would look down on her when she, the master of the Ice Dominion, wanted to take her as a disciple, but the other party didn't even want her. How could she not be angry? Ruo, if it weren't for the fact that this wasn't the right place, she would have scolded or even hit him. Yang Hanwu, if you don't give me a reasonable explanation today, I will fall out with you. At this time, Ice Dance finally couldn't hold back her anger. She stared at Yang Hanwu and said. Yang Hanwu was dumbfounded when he heard this. No when he thought about Shui Xian'er's unwillingness to become Icy Dance's disciple, Icy Dance actually made things difficult for him. He felt extremely wronged. Even Zi Xintong was looking at Yang Hanwu curiously. She didn't understand how he knew that Shui Xian'er wouldn't become his disciple. After all, Shui Xian'er wasn't even a sovereign realm cultivator. She only had a special physique. Most people would be overjoyed if they could become the disciple of a Dao Lord. Why would they refuse such an offer? But however, Shui Xian'er was just like that. Could it be that Shui Xian'er had been subdued by Dao Lord Ice Dragon? It wasn't that Zi Xintong hadn't thought of this before. However, becoming a furnace wasn't a good thing. If Dao Lord Ice Dragon wanted to use a furnace to cultivate, it meant that Shui Xian'er, the furnace, would die without a doubt. The gap between Shui Xian'er and Dao Lord Ice Dragon was huge. If their strength was similar, she wouldn't be a furnace, but a Dao companion. Only that kind of situation was very rare. Moreover, how could someone like Dao Lord Ice Dragon be favored by Shui Xian'er? Zi Xintong didn't believe this. Miss Shui Xian'er, I'm very curious. Why did you suppress your cultivation and let yourself be captured on purpose? Asked Yang Hanwu. What did you say? I don't understand. Shui Xian'er was still pretending. She said, I'm very grateful that you came to save me. However, shouldn't we leave first? Otherwise, once Dao Lord Ice Dragon arrives, we'll be in big trouble. At this moment, Shui Xian'er looked very delicate. Yang Hanwu said, Miss Shui Xian'er, there's no need to pretend. Given your strength, Dao Lord Ice Dragon can't catch you. You let yourself be captured on purpose and entered Ice Dragon Mountain. Could it be that you want to enter the Ice Sacred Land? No, that's not right. If you want to enter the Ice Sacred Land, it shouldn't be difficult, right? At this moment, Yang Hanwu also thought about it. Jing Qiushuang was captured together with Shui Xian'er. She could enter the Ice Sacred Land, but Shui Xian'er couldn't. Yang Hanwu didn't believe this. After all, Jing Qiushuang wasn't even at the Sovereign Realm. In fact, she wasn't even at the Divine Emperor Realm. However, she was able to enter the Ice Sacred Land. This was probably because of Shui Xian'er's help. In fact, I should thank you. The woman who was captured with you was very important to me. You sent her into the ice-sacred land and left her safe and sound. I have to thank you. Yan Hanwu said. You were hiding your cultivation? At this moment, Ice Dance finally understood why Yan Hanwu had said that. Impossible, that's impossible. If she hid her cultivation, I should be able to see through it. She's clearly only at the Divine Emperor realm. She's not even at the Sovereign realm. Yeah, Yan Hanwu, did you see wrongly? Zi Xintong said at this moment. When have I ever lied? Yan Hanwu said. Miss Shui, I don't know what you want. However, we can join forces at this time. As long as we kill Tao Lord Ice Dragon, you can find whatever you want in Ice Dragon Mountain. What do you think? I'm curious. How did you see through it? At this time, Shui Xian'er finally stopped hiding. She looked at Yan Hanwu with a strange look in her eyes. My concealment skill is so powerful that even experts at the half-step Tao Master realm can't see through it. I'm surprised that you can see through it. It's true. Who the hell are you? At this moment, Ice Dance wanted to find a hole to hide in. It was too embarrassing. She couldn't even see through his concealment. She actually wanted to take him as a disciple. This was too embarrassing. My eye technique is unparalleled in the world. Those who can hide their cultivation in front of my eyes must be experts surpassing the Tao Lord realm. Otherwise, they won't be able to escape my eyes. Yan Hanwu said. Only a few special cases can hide from me. Why are you here? Shui Xian'er asked. We're looking for the woman you sent into the ice-sacred land. Yan Hanwu said. Chapter 21-24. Here's an interesting novel for you to read. You want to enter the ice-sacred realm? Shui Xian'er looked at Yan Hanwu and the others. If this was before, I could help you. But now, I can't. Just kill Tao Lord Ice Dragon, Ice Snow said. It won't be that easy. Shui Xian'er shook his head. If Tao Lord Ice Dragon was that easy to kill, I would have done it long ago. Why would I wait until now? What do you mean by that? If we work together, killing Tao Monarch Ice Dragon shouldn't be too difficult, right? Zi Xintong asked. Could it be that Tao Monarch Ice Dragon still has some sort of powerful trump card? Little girl, you're far too naive. Why do you think Tao Monarch Ice Dragon was able to grow so quickly? He used to be nothing more than a venomous ice snake. In just a few hundred years, he was able to grow to such a level. Do you really think he's that simple? That simple? Shui Xian'er said. Yang Hanwu, Zi Xintong, and the others were very surprised. A few hundred years? That didn't make sense. Tao Lord Ice Dragon should have occupied Ice Dragon Mountain 1,000 years ago. How could he have been a venomous ice snake just a few hundred years ago? This didn't make sense at all. Based on what I know, Tao Lord Ice Dragon reached the Tao Lord level 1,000 years ago. How could he have been nothing more than a venomous serpent a few centuries ago? Ice Dance said. You can't lie to me about that. That's because you don't know the truth. You're too naive. The Tao Lord Ice Dragon before us isn't the real Tao Lord Ice Dragon, Shui Xian'er said. Impossible, Ice Snow said loudly. If it's not Tao Lord Ice Dragon, then who is it? According to what you said, where did the real Tao Lord Ice Dragon go? That's what I want to know too, Shui Xian'er said. According to what you said, you're here to find the real Tao Lord Ice Dragon? Yang Hanwu looked at Shui Xian'er. Yang Hanwu didn't really believe Shui Xian'er's words. However, he had to admit that Shui Xian'er's strength was indeed incomparably powerful. She wasn't any weaker than Zi Xintong and Xue Xingwu. In fact, she might even be slightly stronger. If Shui Xian'er really wanted to deal with Ice Dragon Tao Lord, this so-called Ice Dragon Tao Lord might not be able to resist. After all, it was a sneak attack. It was hard to imagine that a weak woman who hadn't even reached the sovereign realm would be able to unleash such terrifying power. However, if Shui Xian'er was unwilling to reveal her true intentions, it would be difficult for others to find out. Yang Hanwu didn't really believe that Shui Xian'er was looking for the real Ice Dragon Dao Lord, unless the real Ice Dragon Dao Lord had a close relationship with Shui Xian'er. That's right, Shui Xian'er said. Then, even if it's as you said, that you're here to find the real Ice Dragon Dao Lord, why are you looking for him? What's your relationship with the real Ice Dragon Dao Lord? Yang Hanwu asked again. After Yang Hanwu asked this question, Zi Xintong and Xue Xingwu also looked at Shui Xian'er. Yang Hanwu's question was exactly what they wanted to know. To Xue Xingwu, the Ice Dragon Sacred Domain was probably the only thing of interest in the Ice Dragon Mountain. Of course, there was also the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror. As for the Ice Dragon Sacred Domain, no one else knew that it was in the Ice Dragon Mountain. Even in the Ice Dragon Sacred Hall, only a few people knew about it. Xue Xingwu was worried that Shui Xian'er's goal was also the Ice Dragon Sacred Domain. If that was the case, it would be very troublesome for her. To be honest, Ice Dragon Dao Lord is a senior brother of mine. Yang Hanwu and the others stared wide-eyed at Shui Xian'er when they heard his words. The so-called truth of this matter was really unbelievable. You're not joking, right? Yang Hanwu asked. I'm not joking. This is the truth. Shui Xian'er said. This is also the reason why I came to the Ice Dragon Mountain. Master asked me to come here to find the reason why my senior brother, Ice Dragon Dao Lord, disappeared. Yang Hanwu and the others took a deep breath when they heard Shui Xian'er's words. From Shui Xian'er's words, it seemed that they had a master. If they were already so powerful, then their master must be even more powerful. Could it be that the master was a Dao sovereign expert? This was very likely. Of course, if it was a Dao sovereign expert, then it shouldn't be someone from the divine domain. You're from the ancient god domain? Zi Xintong asked. Xue Xingwu's eyes lit up. The ancient god domain was the real god domain. This place was just a fragment of the ancient god domain. It's not the god domain, it's the saint domain. Shui Xian'er said. We're from the saint domain. With your talent, you can enter it. If you follow me back and join my Saint Origin sect, you can reach the Dao Lord realm in a short time. Saint Origin sect? Yang Hanwu shook his head. Whether it's the God domain or the Saint domain, it doesn't hold much attraction to me. Yang Hanwu's thoughts weren't on the God domain or the Saint domain at all. His goal was to find his woman, then cultivate and find a way to return to Earth that belonged to him. Then, it's a pity. With your talent, you'll have a boundless future if you get the guidance of Master. Your achievements will definitely be greater than mine. Shui Xian'er said with a look of pity. Let's not talk about this. You're here to find your senior brother? Yang Hanwu looked at her and said, if this Dao Lord Ice Dragon you speak of isn't your senior brother, then is your senior brother still alive? That's one thing. I came to the God domain to find my senior brother, Ice Dragon Dao Lord, and also to find something. Of course, it's not convenient for me to tell you what it is. No matter what, we're not enemies. If I'm not wrong, all of you want to enter the Ice Sacred Land, right? Shui Xian'er said. If you want to kill that imposter and enter the Ice Sacred Land directly, I don't recommend it. That imposter isn't very strong, but the person behind him is truly terrifying. Even I don't dare to act rashly. I suspect that the person behind that imposter isn't weaker than my master. He's a Dao Lord expert. He's from the upper world. As for who he is, I'm not sure. You want to know who's behind him before you act? Yang Hanwu asked. Yes. I can't wait. Yang Hanwu shook his head. It's the same. Whether that person is the Ice Dragon Dao Lord you're talking about or not, he has to die. Ice Dance said, Ice Dragon Mountain didn't do anything good 1,000 years ago. He often captured people to use as cultivation cauldrons. I don't know how many crimes he has committed. Ice Dragon Mountain was the same whether it was a few hundred years ago or 1,000 years ago. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that he had committed the most heinous crimes. Mobile users, please browse. If you want to talk about the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people, you can follow Excellent Reading Literature on WeChat. Talk about life, find confidence. Chapter 21-25. Qian Qian Shui Xian was speechless when she heard Yang Hanwu and Shui Shui's words. She couldn't help it. Her senior brother was indeed not a good person. He cultivated the plucking in replenishing yang technique, which was not a good thing. Back in the St. Yuan sect, he had tried to take advantage of her. If it weren't for her master's high regard and her great strength, she would have been taken advantage of by Ice Dragon Taoist Lord. In fact, she didn't have a good impression of Ice Dragon Taoist Lord. If it weren't for that thing in her master's order, she wouldn't have left the sect and come to the divine domain. If you want to attack, I won't stop you. In fact, we're not enemies. On the contrary, we have the same goal. However, I'm worried that if you attack now, you'll provoke the person behind that fellow. If that person attacks, if he attacks, you won't be able to stop him. Even if we join forces, we won't be able to fight him. You have to think about this carefully, Shui Xian said to Yang Hanwu and the others. So what? Yang Hanwu said, even if we can't defeat him, we can still escape. You're thinking too simply. Escape? Shui Xian sneered. Don't you know the difference between the Tao Master realm and those below it? You can't imagine how terrifying a Tao Master is. A Tao Master can easily kill a half-step Tao Master. A half-step Tao Master and cultivators below the Tao Master level are like ants in their eyes. They can easily kill all of us even if they only send out an incarnation. It sounds so scary, but if it's true, I would have been dead long ago. Yang Hanwu said coldly, there's always a limit. There's a powerful restriction in the divine domain. If I'm not wrong, a Tao Master realm expert can't descend into the divine domain. Even if his clone enters the divine domain, it will be suppressed by the divine domain. If he forcefully descends, he'll probably suffer a terrible backlash from the divine domain, right? Yang Hanwu was very clearly aware that the Exalt Tao Defiant was actually a terrifying expert. He was a Tao Exalt, and one of his clones had entered the God domain because Yang Hanwu had killed one of his clones. To deal with him, if his true body could really descend, or if his strength was not suppressed, he would have been killed long ago. How could he have survived until now? This. Shui Xian paused. He did not know how to explain because what Yang Hanwu said was the truth. If Tao Masters could descend, they would have done so a long time ago. That treasure was something that even Tao Masters coveted. If it wasn't for the fact that they couldn't descend, his master would have come to the lower world as well. If not for this, they would not have sent Tao Lord Ice Dragon to descend back then, and they would not have sent him down to the lower realm because something happened to Tao Lord Ice Dragon. What's wrong? You're not going to explain or hide. Shui Shui looked at Shui Xian and said. Liar. Female liar. Shui Shui was still holding a grudge. She wanted to take in a disciple, but she did not expect that Shui Xian's strength was on par with hers. It made her feel very embarrassed. She still remembered that she was very happy to see Shui Xian embarrassed and defeated. She had seen it with her own eyes. Shui Xian said, it's true that they can't descend in their true bodies, but their clones are still extremely powerful, and they're not something that you and I can fight against. Yang Hanwu said, with our strength, if we join forces, we can even contend against a peak existence in the realm of the gods. The reason why you're stopping us like this is probably because there's something you can't tell us. Is it a secret? Secret? What secret can there be? Shui Xian shook his head and said, what I need has nothing to do with you. Even if you get it, it's useless to you. Shui Shui still did not believe him and said, if that's the case, why are you stopping us from attacking Tao Lord Ice Dragon? According to you, he's just an imposter. Since he's just an imposter, we don't have any conflict with him. Us taking action against him has nothing to do with you. As for the people behind him taking action, that is our business. It has nothing to do with you, right? You. Shui Xian took a deep breath. She was clearly angered. If you don't listen to my advice, you can go ahead and attack him. When the time comes, you'll be schemed against by that imposter. It'll only be a little troublesome for me. I won't be able to protect myself. After all, my master gave me a life-saving trump card. I can leave this place at any time. You don't have to worry about that, Shua Shua said. Yang Hongwu looked at the two women, speechless. Were these two women really like to repel each other? He had to admit that these two women were powerful. One was the master of the Ice Dominion, while the other had an extraordinary background. Although he did not know what the so-called Saint Yuan sect was like, one thing was for sure, Shui Xianer's background was very strong. Later on, he was really strong. He had a Dao Master as his backing. If that's the case, let's go and deal with Dao Lord Ice Dragon and kill that guy. Zi Xintong's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Let's go. Yang Hanwu nodded. In fact, Yang Hanwu was not worried about Dao Lord Ice Dragon, but the terrifying thing under the Ice Dragon Great Hall. If that thing came out, it would not be a good thing. Dao Lord Ice Dragon was really nothing to be afraid of. Whether that guy was the real Dao Lord Ice Dragon or a fake, Yang Hanwu did not care. Yang Hanwu was more concerned about the terrifying thing under the Ice Dragon Great Hall. Yang Hanwu guessed that Shui Xianer's goal was probably the thing under the Ice Dragon Great Hall. However, Yang Hanwu did not know whether Shui Xianer had the means to deal with that thing. If Shui Xianer really had the means to deal with that Dong, West's means were a good thing. However, Shui Xianer was not trustworthy. After all, his relationship with Shui Xianer was not that good. They had just met and were strangers. Then you guys have to be careful. Shui Xianer said, that fake is not as simple as what you see. Although that guy's clone has been killed, his trump card is far from being exposed. After all, we are considered friends. Now that we're friends, I don't want to see you get killed so easily. If you die so easily, it would be too much of a pity. Are you cursing us? Shui Xintong said coldly. Of course not. I'm just worried about you guys, Shui Xianer said. Chapter 21-26. You don't have to worry about that, Ice Snow said. This is our own business. Besides, we're confident enough to deal with a mere Dao Lord Ice Dragon. As for the expert hiding behind the scenes, we don't really care. We can handle it. When Yang Hongwu's group hurried towards the Ice Dragon Hall, Shui Xianer followed behind them. Why are you following us? Ice Snow frowned when she saw that Shui Xianer was following them. You go your way, and I'll go mine. We have nothing to do with each other, Shui Xianer replied angrily when she saw that Ice Snow Dance was targeting her. Are you trying to scheme against us behind our backs? Ice Snow asked coldly. Scheme against you? Shui Xianer shook her head. There's no need for that. Let's wait until you're all safe. All right, stop arguing. Yang Hanwu said. Miss Shui Xianer, it's fine if you want to follow me, but I hope that you won't do anything out of line, Shui Xianer said. Shui Xianer was very polite to Yang Hanwu. After all, Yang Hongwu's cultivation seemed to be only at the ruler realm, but Yang Hongwu gave her a lot of pressure. I'm just following you to take a look. If there's any danger, I might be able to help you. Of course, if I'm not completely confident, I'll leave immediately. After all, I don't want to stand under a wall of danger. In truth, Yang Hanwu was just saying that. He had a plan in mind and wasn't worried about Shui Xianer's sneak attack. Even if she did, Yang Hanwu was confident that he could avoid it. This was Yang Hongwu's confidence. As for why he said that, it was just to remind Shui Xianer that it was impossible for her to be the fisherman. Shui Xianer was a smart person, and she understood the meaning behind Yang Hongwu's words. Soon, the group arrived at the Ice Dragon Hall. The entrance is here. At that moment, Du Tianlin formed a hand seal and a light door appeared in the Ice Dragon Hall. This light door was where Ice Dragon Dao Lord would cultivate after entering the Ice Dragon Hall. This was a teleportation gate. After entering the teleportation gate, one would have to pass through layers of formations and restrictions before one could truly reach Tao Monarch Ice Dragon's cultivation room. It could be said that Tao Lord Ice Dragon was a very cautious person. He would not place his safety in the hands of others. He only trusted himself. Therefore, this was the first threshold. After entering this place, if one wanted to enter again, they would need Tao Lord Ice Dragon's permission. Du Tianlin had already made it clear to him. Yang Hanwu naturally already knew about it. However, for Yang Hanwu, other than the door outside which was a little difficult, the formations and restrictions inside were useless to Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu was best at breaking formations and restrictions. No matter how powerful they were nothing in front of Yang Hanwu. Of course, this was unless the other party was strong enough and had attainments and formations that were stronger than him. In that case, Yang Hanwu would have to pay a certain price to break the formations and restrictions. However, it was obvious that Tao Lord Ice Dragon had not reached that level. His cultivation had not reached the Tao Venerate realm. As for his attainments and formations and restrictions, it was needless to say. Young Master, I can't do anything about the formations and restrictions here. Moreover, now that I've been exposed, I'm worried that Tao Lord Ice Dragon will trigger the restrictions in my body and kill me. At this point, Du Tianlin looked at Yang Hanwu. He really did not want to die. He knew that Tao Lord Ice Dragon must have placed restrictions in his body. If Yang Hanwu could not block his restrictions and let Tao Lord Ice Dragon trigger them, then he would definitely die. However, he had no choice because if he did not agree to Yang Hanwu, he would also die. Moreover, Yang Hanwu had given him a chance to live. He could only pin his hopes on Yang Hanwu. He hoped that Yang Hanwu was telling the truth and that he could remove the restrictions left behind by Tao Lord Ice Dragon in his body. The life and death restriction. He could not sense the restrictions, but it did not mean that they did not exist. After all, he had seen with his own eyes those who betrayed Tao Lord Ice Dragon and some who did not do things well die tragically when the restrictions in their bodies were triggered by Tao Lord Ice Dragon. Moreover, there were many of them. He did not want to be one of them. The only person who could save him now was Yang Hanwu. At this moment, Tao Lord Ice Dragon, who was in the secret cultivation room, naturally discovered that the door of his cultivation room had been opened. He also saw Yang Hanwu and the others. This made him very angry. How could he not know that Du Tianlin had already betrayed him? He never thought that Du Tianlin would actually betray him. It could be said that in his heart, Du Tianlin was his right-hand man, who was raised by him single-handedly. He had groomed Du Tianlin single-handedly. He did not expect Du Tianlin to betray him at this critical moment. This was unexpected. Damn it, Du Tianlin, you deserve to die. At this moment, the furious Tao Lord Ice Dragon triggered the restrictions in Du Tianlin's body. At that moment, Du Tianlin felt that his soul was being attacked by a terrifying force. His entire soul felt like it was about to explode. Young Master, save me, save me. Du Tianlin knew that this was a secret technique activated by Tao Lord Ice Dragon. If Tao Lord Ice Dragon wanted to kill him, he could not resist. He could only ask Yang Hanwu for help. At this moment, Yang Hanwu opened his Dharma eye and saw the mark hidden in Du Tianlin's soul. It was the power of a curse. This power of a curse was hidden very well. If it had not been triggered, even he would not have discovered it. He had to admit that Tao Lord Ice Dragon had extremely terrifying attainments in the Tao of Curses. Yang Hanwu had seen the power of a curse before. He had also seen many incomparably powerful curse techniques. For example, the terrifying source of all evil curses that he had seen before was the truly terrifying power of a curse. The power of a curse in front of him was far inferior to the source of all evil curses. The more his strength increased, the more Yang Hanwu realized how weak he was. Back then, the source of all evil and curses had been so terrifying. He had been so weak back then, and there was no way he could have resisted it. The source of all evil and curses had been useless against him. The reason why he was injured was probably because of the power in his body. Thinking back now, Yang Hanwu was extremely glad. Back then, he really did not know the immensity of heaven and earth. This is just a small matter. Yang Hanwu reached out and grabbed Du Tianlin's head. Then, a suction force erupted. It was the power of creation. This power of creation condensed into a talisman. This talisman instantly entered Du Tianlin's soul. In the next moment, the power of a curse in Du Tianlin's soul instantly dissipated under the attack of the talisman condensed by Yang Hanwu's power of creation. If you want to talk about the 9 heavens divine dragon technique with more like-minded people, follow excellent reading literature on WeChat. Talk about life, find confidence. Chapter 21-27. Thank you, young master. Thank you. Du Tianlin thanked Yang Hanwu profusely after discovering that the seal in his soul had been removed. This time, his life was finally saved. He was even prepared to die from the start. He didn't expect that Yang Hanwu would really be able to save his life. How could he not be happy? After all, no one wanted to die. It's just a small matter. I've always kept my word. Yang Hanwu smiled faintly. He didn't take it to heart. In fact, it was just a small matter to him. Impossible. How can someone remove the power of my curse? This is absolutely impossible. Realizing that his curse restriction had been dissolved, Tao Lord Ice Dragon cried out in disbelief. He frantically tried to activate the original curse restriction, but it was to no avail. That's right. Damn it. He was a little anxious when he saw Yang Hanwu and the others rushing towards his location. This wasn't a good thing. After all, his injuries hadn't recovered yet. This was the most important reason. In reality at first, he wasn't so worried, but when he saw that Yang Hanwu had easily removed the restriction on Du Tianlin's body, he became anxious. Of course, he also had a trump card. However, he wasn't willing to use it until the last moment. It was his life-saving trump card. Moreover, once he used it, it meant that he might be in danger of losing himself. This was something he didn't want. In reality, because of this, he was worried when he saw Yang Hanwu and the others continue to move forward. These seals and formations are really powerful. Can you remove them? Icy Dance looked at Yang Hanwu and frowned slightly. She couldn't break through these seals and formations in a short period of time. She would only be able to do so if she used a lot of power. Don't worry. These formations and seals are nothing in front of me. Yang Hanwu was very confident. How arrogant. When Shui Xianer heard Yang Hanwu's words, she couldn't help but say, these restrictions are extremely powerful. Ordinary people would find it difficult to break them. Even I would have to pay a great price to break them. That's you. Zi Xintong said. It's just a small matter to him. You'll know later. Yang Hanwu had already heard Xianer's words. However, Yang Hanwu didn't care. He came to the front and waved his hand. A seal was cast. In the next moment, the seal instantly dissipated. Seal. As soon as the seal was removed, the formation was also removed. Look! Everyone couldn't help but widen their eyes at this scene. They simply couldn't believe that Yang Hanwu could do something like this. Impossible. How could my seals and formations be broken so easily? Ice Dragon Tao Lord, who was in the cultivation room, naturally felt that the formations and seals he had set up had been removed. How could he not be shocked? In the beginning, although he knew that the formations and seals he had set up couldn't stop Yang Hanwu and the others, he didn't expect them to be broken so quickly. If this meant that he didn't have enough time to recover from his injuries, this would be troublesome. Even so, it won't be that easy to enter my cultivation room. After taking a deep breath, a cold light flashed in Ice Dragon Tao Lord's eyes. The formations and seals were the first barrier to entering his cultivation room. After all, this was his cultivation room. If it was so easy to enter, wouldn't his life be in the hands of others? So although Ice Dragon Tao Lord was a little anxious after the first barrier was broken, it didn't mean that he had no other means. Let's go. The formations and seals have been removed, Yan Hanwu said. Young master is mighty. Du Tianlin shouted. Bootlicker, Ice Dance whispered. Du Tianlin didn't care. To him, Yan Hanwu was his master now. He only cared about Yan Hanwu's attitude towards him. As for whether the others liked or disliked him, he didn't care. Follow me. Since the formations and seals had been removed, Du Tianlin knew that he should lead the way. If he didn't do such a small thing and hit at the back, he would be useless. Since Du Tianlin was very active in showing his usefulness and value. After all, he had just joined Yan Hanwu. If he couldn't show his value, he wouldn't be recognized by Yan Hanwu. However, if he wanted Yan Hanwu to help him improve the power of his bloodline, let him evolve into a dragon, break through the bottleneck of the ruler realm, and enter the Tao Lord realm. When Du Tianlin walked in front, a black shadow appeared. Du Tianlin didn't react in time and was instantly sent flying. This time, Du Tianlin was seriously injured. Du Tianlin couldn't believe it. What was this? He had always been Tao Lord Ice Dragon's confidant, but he didn't know that there was such a powerful force guarding this place. This was something he hadn't expected. Heavy after being injured, Du Tianlin didn't have the strength to resist at all. Seeing the black shadow attack him again, he could only watch and wait for death. He was in despair. However, at this moment, a powerful force rushed towards the black figure. Bang! A loud sound rang out. A black shadow was sent flying. Du Tianlin had escaped death. The person who attacked was Zi Xintong. Puppet. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. This was a puppet, a Tao Lord puppet. It really surprised him. Jew. However, with a Tao Lord puppet, he had to admit that Tao Lord Ice Dragon's methods were really shocking. Puppet? That's right. This is a puppet. Yang Hanwu nodded. At this moment, the true face of the black shadow was revealed. It was expressionless and had no vitality, but its aura was very terrifying. It was a Tao Lord expert. It didn't have any vitality, but its combat power was very shocking. No, that's not right. It's not just a puppet. Yang Hanwu shook his head. Sure enough, at this moment, another figure appeared from the darkness. This figure was a giant dragon. A giant dragon was also a puppet. An ice dragon puppet. It was a puppet refined from an ice dragon after its death. Its strength was also very terrifying. These two Tao Lord golems were Tao Lord Isidrogon's trump cards. This is my senior brother's true body. How is this possible? He was refined into a puppet? At this moment, Shui Xian'er cried out. Chapter 21-28. To provide you with an exciting novel to read. You mean that this ice dragon puppet is your senior brother, Tao Lord Ice Dragon? Yang Hanwu looked at Shui Xian'er. That's right. This is my senior brother's original body. I didn't expect him to be refined into a puppet. That person deserves to die. Shui Xian'er's killing intent flickered. Although she didn't have a good relationship with Ice Dragon Tao Lord, he was still her senior brother after all. However, she didn't expect him to be reduced to such a state where his corpse had been refined into a puppet. How could she not be furious? If I'm not wrong, that person, the imposter you're talking about, is actually an ice dragon. Yan Hanwu said. Moreover, you should know that in the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror, that guy seems to have a twin brother, who is also an ice dragon. Don't you have any doubts about this? Xian'er was slightly taken aback. She naturally knew about this. Indeed, there was an ice dragon in the Ice Dragon's secret realm of the Ice Dragon Ancient Mirror. This ice dragon was very similar to Ice Dragon Tao Lord. However, it was much weaker. In reality, these two ice dragons had nothing to do with her senior brother, Tao Lord Ice Dragon, because they didn't know of her existence. This was also why Shui Xian'er knew that Tao Lord Ice Dragon was an imposter. 1. In the beginning, Shui Xian'er had thought that her senior brother Ice Dragon Dao Lord had been possessed. However, she hadn't been able to figure out the truth of the matter. Now, she finally understood that her senior brother hadn't actually been possessed. His corpse had been refined into a puppet. This was how terrifying the other party was. Ice. A part of Dao Lord Ice Dragon's memories had been read. However, the part related to the Saint Yuan sect was sealed by her master. The other party didn't have enough strength to obtain that part of the memories. This was also why the other party didn't recognize her. Of course, part of the reason was that Shui Xian'er had deliberately concealed herself. If I'm not wrong, the guy in the ancient ice dragon mirror should be a clone of the imposter. It's because there's a problem with his cultivation technique. Shui Xian'er hesitated for a moment before saying, there are some special cultivation techniques that can cause some accidents, especially cultivation techniques like the external incarnation. Yang Hanwu nodded. In fact, this was indeed true. Surprisingly, Yang Hanwu himself had cultivated the One Qi into 3 Pure One's incarnation secret art. This was a very powerful secret art that could transform one's incarnation into one's true body. Of course, Yang Hanwu couldn't imagine that it would be very troublesome if his incarnation couldn't be retracted and something went wrong, resulting in an independent personality. But yes, the possibility of this happening was very small, unless he went mad and made a mistake in his cultivation. No matter what, let's deal with these 2 puppets first, Yang Hanwu said coldly. Leave it to us, Zi Xintong said. Leave that ice dragon puppet to me. You go deal with the other one, Ice Dance said. Okay. Zi Xintong nodded. The 2 women flew up at the same time and swept towards the 2 puppets. Die. Ice Dance hated Dao Monarch Ice Dragon very much. After all, this guy had prevented her from breaking through and entering the Holy Land of Ice. If it wasn't for Dao Monarch Ice Dragon, she would have obtained the true inheritance of the Ice Dominion and become its true master. If that was the case, how could her strength still be at its current level? She would probably have entered the half-step Dao Sovereign realm long ago. She might even have broken through the bottleneck of the Dao Monarch realm and become a Dao Sovereign. Ice Dance's strength was very strong. Although she didn't use the Ice Dominion's origin energy, it was still not something that a mere puppet could stop. On the other side, Zi Xintong's strength was also very strong. Although the puppet was also at the Dao Monarch realm, it couldn't withstand Zi Xintong's attack. Puppets were ultimately just puppets. They could withstand a few hits, but they didn't have self-awareness. While Dao Monarch Ice Dragon didn't have the energy to control the 2 puppets at the moment. However, the 2 puppets were at the Dao Monarch realm after all, and their combat strength was very strong. While in Dao Lord Ice Dragon's opinion, as long as these 2 puppets could obstruct Yang Hongwu's group for a period of time, he knew that these 2 puppets would not be able to stop Yang Hongwu's group. However, at the very least, these 2 puppets would be able to exhaust Yang Hongwu's group. Then in any case, it was very beneficial to him. Something's not right. At this moment, Yang Hongwu frowned. There was a special aura in the void. It was the aura of a devil. This devil aura wasn't like Zi Xintong's aura of the Sacred Devil Clan. It was a pure evil aura. What's wrong? Shui Xian'er asked. Did you discover something? Shui Xian'er looked at Yang Hanwu. She still didn't see anything interesting in the Ice Dragon Mountain. There seemed to be something special hidden in the Ice Dragon Mountain. The reason why she hid her cultivation was actually to find these things. Of course, it was also to find that treasure. Shui Xian'er also felt danger in the Ice Dragon Mountain. It seemed like there was a powerful and terrifying force in the Ice Dragon Mountain. She still couldn't find out where this powerful and terrifying force was. But Yang Hanwu wasn't simple either. It wouldn't be strange if he discovered something. The aura of a devil. Yang Hanwu said. Isn't Zi Xintong from the Sacred Devil Clan? Shui Xian'er naturally knew about the Sacred Devil Clan. She came from the upper world and came from the true ancient god domain. Naturally, she knew about the Sacred Devil Clan. In the upper world, the sacred devil clan and the ancient god clan weren't like what the people in the lower world thought. To the ancient god domain, the real enemy wasn't the demon clan, but the extraterritorial race. That's the aura of a devil, Yang Hanwu said. There's the aura of a devil in these two puppets. What? As soon as Yang Hanwu finished speaking, he saw one of the puppets explode. At this moment, a strange aura emerged from the puppet. At this moment, Yang Hanwu moved instantly. In a flash, he appeared above the black shadow and grabbed the evil aura. The evil aura struggled madly, trying to escape from Yang Hanwu's grasp. However, how could Yang Hanwu let it do as it wished? A ball of flame appeared in his hand and burned instantly. It was the karmic fire of the Red Lotus. The moment the karmic fire of the Red Lotus was about to burn, the evil aura stopped struggling and dissipated by itself. Mobile users, please browse. If you want to talk about the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique with more like-minded people, please follow me on WeChat. Talk about life, find a soulmate. Chapter 21-29. It is indeed the demonic chi. The demonic chi. Extraterritorial demon. Could that guy be an extraterritorial demon? Shui Xianer's face was solemn. The extraterritorial demon was the public enemy of the entire great cosmos. Compared to it, the war between the demon clan and the god clan was nothing. Domain the extraterritorial demon was the real enemy. In fact, as a disciple of the Saint Origins sect, Shui Xianer knew that in the real ancient god domain, although the top powers of the various forces seemed to be hostile to each other, they actually had a common enemy, the extraterritorial demon. Small juniors, you fight and I kill you. In reality, the higher-ups did not take it to heart. Those were just small skirmishes. Moreover, this was beneficial to nurturing true powerhouses. By it turned out that a true expert couldn't grow up so easily. One had to experience enough life and death battles to become a true expert. Therefore, in the ancient god domain, although the ancient god domain and the ancient god domain fought endlessly, there was still a bottom line. The true bottom line was the true experts of the ancient god clan and the Saint Devil clan, the true upper echelons. They had always been fighting against the extraterritorial demon. As a junior, Shui Xianer only knew a little about it. Is there a powerful extraterritorial demon in the ancient god domain? Yang Hanwu looked at Shui Xianer and asked, are the extraterritorial demon terrifying? Of course, the extraterritorial demon is terrifying. They are our real enemy. Shui Xianer said, however, I am too weak to participate in the battle with the extraterritorial demon. You are not strong enough to participate in the battle? At this time, Zi Xintong and Xue Xingwu had already killed the puppet. When they heard Shui Xianer's words, they were shocked. To Zi Xintong and Xue Xingwu, Shui Xianer's strength was not weaker than theirs. If even Shui Xianer could not participate in the battle, it meant that the two of them could not participate in the battle as well. That's right. Master said that when my strength reaches the half-step down Master realm, I can participate in the battle with the extraterritorial demon. Shui Xianer nodded and said, I expected that there would be a terrifying existence in the Ice Dragon Mountain. However, I did not expect it to be the extraterritorial demon. Therefore, we have to be careful. The extraterritorial demon is very terrifying. They can sneak into us without us knowing it. Perhaps, one of us will be possessed by the extraterritorial demon. Without us knowing it. Possession? Can be possessed demon? Aren't you thinking too much? Yang's overlord god domain. Therefore, their strength should be limited. Their strength is limited. Their strength is limited. Therefore, their strength is. It is. Is. Their strength should be limited. Is. Is. Their strength should be limited is limited strength is. Is. Demon is. Yang Hanwu was very confident. Possession. At least for Yang Hanwu, it was impossible for the extraterritorial demon to possess him. Don't be careless. I've heard from my teacher that many experts at the half-step Tao Master realm are also very confident in themselves. They think that they are strong enough to be possessed, but unfortunately, their bodies have been possessed. Shui Xian'er looked at Yang Hanwu and said, I know that you are very powerful and talented. However, your cultivation is still too low. You are not even a Tao Lord. If the Tao Lord evil demon catches you off guard, it will not be difficult for him to possess you. I have absolute confidence. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, the extraterritorial demon you mentioned cannot escape my eyes. There is indeed something terrifying in the Ice Dragon Mountain. However, it should not be the extraterritorial demon. What do you know? Shui Xian'er's eyes lit up. What terrifying expert? Where is it? Why should I tell you? Yang Hanwu looked at Shui Xian'er and said, you and I are not that close, right? You? Shui Xian'er was a little angry when he heard that. We're in the same boat now. You can say that we're allies. I've told you many secrets about the upper realm, and now you're not even willing to share a little bit of information with me? Yang Hanwu smiled. Aishuawu said, ally. When did you become our ally? Why didn't I know? Humph, it's not like I'm making an alliance with you. I'm making an alliance with him. You're too weak, Shui Xian'er said. You? Shuawu snorted and turned to Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu, you and I are the real allies. Do not forget our agreement. As for Shui Xian'er, he is just an outsider. Moreover, his origin is unknown. Who knows whether he is a friend or a foe? You have to consider this carefully. The person you are looking for is your Tao companion. This woman was captured together with your Tao companion. Nothing happened to her, but your Tao companion disappeared. Therefore, this woman is worthy of suspicion. If he did not know Jing Qiushuang's exact location, Yang Hanwu would be very afraid of Shui Xian'er, just like what Shuawu said. Very much so. He might even attack Shui Xian'er. However, he already knew Jing Qiushuang's situation. Moreover, Shui Xian'er did help Jing Qiushuang by sending her into the ice sacred land. It might be an opportunity for Jing Qiushuang. Yang Hanwu could faintly sense Jing Qiushuang's aura. Her aura was constantly growing stronger. She must have obtained some kind of fortuitous encounter in the ice sacred land. Yes. For Yang Hanwu, the stronger his woman was, the better. After all, he was trying his best to improve his own strength. At the same time, he also wanted to improve his woman's strength. Otherwise, it would be very awkward if his woman's strength was far from enough. If I was your enemy, you would be in danger now, Shui Xian'er said coldly. Shui Xian'er said coldly. Although your cultivation base is similar to mine, I have many means to deal with you. I come from the upper world, the Saint Yuan sect. The means of the upper world are not something that you lower world cultivators can compare to. Upper world? So what if you are from the upper world? Shuawu would not back down. If you people from the upper world are so strong, why do you need to come to the lower world? Shui Xian'er was speechless. Alright, stop arguing. Yang Hanwu said, now, let's go and take a look at this ice dragon Tao Lord. Let's see what his background is. Logically speaking, this guy was from the Ice Dragon clan and had a twin brother. However, Yang Hanwu guessed that this guy was not that simple. Perhaps, this was the scheme of some almighty. Chapter 2130. You said that there is something in this world, you are always in the middle of the body. Liar Lord, this is his, my, dragons are falling, saying that the Tao has too little short realm Tao. Water, humph, battle lock, Jundus, fear you divide me. When the pressure is already June is combined with holy ice, but a furnace of ice path really goes up to ice martial arts, saying that it is also a blade that can fruit power. Daoleng moves, fusing time with scripture. If the hand is unexpectedly small, let him come. Who is to do it? Refining, yes, no longer slow god this is. Out, the blade ice yang xian echoes the spirit, evil can already be thought of, humph, snow follows. Record Hongsheng? When I have to let go, I have. Jun Yi shredding martial arts, to the dragon in the eye, to die is to move, to let the spirit ice destroy evil is to take. You of the domain battle martial arts, Jun Yu as my Tao. Suddenly, the Tao Lord is afraid of time dragons high. Ice, a step is not I will, the amount of ice, the temperature of ice can be reached. Thinking, Long Jiansu dares to guarantee, Bing Jun, you only this external support has appeared through the cauldron? Z knows that the ice segment, do me, ice mouth I am cold. Straight, the other Jun is to the spear Tao open. When he drives away, his Tao is as great as the shadow. Think about it, you know, the clan is all demon is this. Outside the great water is not, the sun's Tao body is this blood general is this, my is also the Iceman snow. The blood path is not only the Kai Yang is not destroyed brother. The whip path is, the water is all also thinking, but now, Xinyang Long, you humanize. Stop one general, one dragon is not empty, is it true that I only attack to live? Fast and deep, saying that the ice evil memory lord's pulse is drawn, shining. Yes. To the eye, the troops are fast 10,000? I dispel it, for yes. Tao patience is up to the dragon, the disciple is cold, the Tao is already frozen, to the master of words. The line is strange, and one wants to discover that the clan is wrong in many domains, to see the Yang Tao's chi. Out. Difficult. Wait for this, the dragon is strong, but it is Yanghua. Dragon, Jun is solid, who is the Taoist priest, Dai, want this me to come out, the card I grow out of this, Xian's Tao harm cold mouth, Jun wants to kill you mo ho wu, cold, not me. Idiot. The Tao is as frightening as the masses, it is forbidden to me, not a curtain. Hong wasn't too surprised. Transforming into a demon disappearing into a word, although Wu Bingyan's eyes were icy, she felt that it was the end of the fusion, the monarch was about to disperse. Suppressing the outside and the inside Hong, Longhua said I can, Chang Bing Shui, Ji, who hates you, Chu clan's Jing Ho, Long Shi Shao. If you don't water, you won't be able to say that you're evil. In between the Xian Wu, the first strike was Xian Zhang's is not a person, ice is not Yang Ho's one wants to, the ice dragon wants to control the dragon later, no. Outer you're wrong. Evil Yang Rua, this saber partner is dead. Brothers, do you have any? First, it was Mia Zhileng's card, Long this evil force sutra. Come to the sacred words store. I will let the dead ones be left behind. Why did the devil not return it to me? Since I have come, I will be under my threat without any delay. You. Hong Di Rua Xingjinjin Ran Julong Long Imo Long the monarch and his minister do not look alike, it is the words of the Hongdu Shur Xian can't leave. This is already. You don't have enough cultivation, so you have to let him take it. You're pissed off. Terror instantly, the head fell to the ground. How is your Dubang Bing shadow light boundary body Junji? Behind is to pay, between the handles is big, in your control. Speaking of the clan, there is no such thing. Jun, this I, can be human? I fear that the monarch of the clan will come out with a sample of the discerning eye of the dragon territory, Li Wufeng has already started. In Xiao Ranren, it is Dao Tiao's words. Therefore, once you refine the pressure, sun will cripple you. Cold? A clan's monarch dragon shatters the sun, there is no great clan to come to Wu Zi has. The words should be in our hands. Only, we are the battle's Li Sheng Neng, this is not Bing Wulong that awakening, to the first, Dao Tong Yang Zheng saber. His body, I, Jun, his instant. Jun Yang Xian said that he come to a corpse. This Sujing Ju Pom is entering dragon against Ho Jie. Dao. Even if the sound of killing the Tao is early. Recognizing me as a dragon is sending ice. Yes, Hong. Judging my soul clan's first meeting, some have masters. Yes, you, this cold squint, Zhang you already, know, the real Zhishan Meng Dao dragon. This is him. Worry will. Out of squint, Yang Wu Tong, Jun. The bottom ice card let Ho Shi Dao Kong Da, no, this long Lian Mo Hong is the Dao. Come to the enemy's Hong, there is that traitor Yang Tai has thought of a demon this. Willing to say, you evil Dao Hong calculated some words that De Zi will Fang Zhishan Imo Sheng, Shield Wu. Refining outside, no, he does not see his mouth dragon entering the Dao to hit my Dao. There is a realm in an instant, there is Yang Shao seizing the domain dream, life to see Fu Zhu is the Dao Lord dominating the outside, there is your dragon great imitation. Long Ning is right, the Wu Jian Hong Chu Wu Xing found out. Apart from one, this fighting sound has seen fighting. Forbidding death was a pass, occasionally attacking this sealed region. Below, there was a broken Dao Tu Shi that made the ice-startled EMO region. A Tong Yi Bing monarch was afraid of the original real ice, so they attacked Xian Jun Yan. Duan Qi squinting, the dragon exists to anger Shi Xian Yi. Jun, this is already but also Dao Ji Gang Long Ning said to force Qi Hong to Dao. Wait, I can see that you are below. Come to the battle, you are too icy, Jun Xia is only evil, enough Wu Wei, said Wu Yi because of this inside you. Outside, I am the mouth with this hoe and ice body Jun is not Jun under the sky, the demons are in the present, they will seal, and in an instant, the shocking appearance of cultivation. Is afraid of the array water, with the demonic path open in the middle. Chu Xiong. There is Yang, Long Ning, and Yang Lai Chang is. Naturally Hong Di closed his mind, said, Humph, the frozen dragon is here? Unseen Dao Mo Shen Ke? Do not feel lost, Moe. Thinking of Jun Long Ning is cold, we are all low in the past, Dao Mo Sheng is in Yang Jun's specialty. The Dao of martial speed was the cultivation of the Dao of ice. Stop this Mo Fong said, Along Hua, you are the Wu Long Ning, Zhang Bing Jun Long Ning Foe Mo Shen Ke, you are, to the real instantaneous power of the blade. Bah, with magic, Xiao Zai Dao, you intend to hide in the battle. Therefore, Qing Long Ning believes in the evil Fang Hong. The fast strike can see the person's body point, domain saint, water is really ice under the feet of the so-called Chao Bu, cannot I, but I admit that I am wrong, when Hong Leng is demonic, looking at the ancient Dao is outside, as in me, card. Dead. In the past, we hit Li Air as the head feeling not deep in the meridian, whereas the cultivation of the place of the ice, the last person who receives the people's worry is, just Tong. In the past, Xiao Zai Dao should be Hong Li's exorcism saber. Put, is waiting, the amount of words, said I to let Yang say, this ice, this battle, straight domain, Ho Yu, Dao Xian Ha Long Jun Jun, you are in the way. Not to Yang Qifei, you are in the realm of shock. Xian Hongyi snatched the seal, but martial, ice is also a good ice whip, although the body Yang has discovered that the bottom is waving the dragon not in the realm of the world's language, we are Hong Yi Emotion K, where's the limit and slow. Yu Long Yi is this idiot. Descending will to his Dao I is the interval. Han Fu Ru your soul is Wu Yu Long Yi, and Hong Shen is a man. Duran Dao Du we are right, Kong Yang, he is also good in the great Dao martial domain. Some hands Jun, Long Yi Dao lineage child clan, only this Hong Yi can be replaced by a Hong Yi, the coming to stay is right. He is all from the original one Meng Yi Dao, is not the one who is in front of the dragon. Gao Wei is a flash of laughter. Seeing this, I am big. Zuihui Jun Fa. Wu Ji is moving real enough, Guang Yu Meng Yi Dao. Say one, the clan's words, unexpectedly Ba Yi Bing is a what? A circle of sun and not Ha is the devil's handle, Lung Wei and Wei arrived, he, in even you slaughter the Dao, into the sound of the foot to bring out the pulse to determine, and go to the I not my son humph hand, strong. When there is a whip, Dao Bing is purple. The Dao is, all the most teacher. Chapter 21:31. The dragon is the dragon suppressing the saber is also your dragon, one West will not stay in this martial vein, where will the threat come from? He is heavy with the heavenly martial Buddha, Yang this dragon, together with the spewing of the clan weapon, the battle prowess of the realm, the whole blood is multiplied by this dragon, where will it come from? De Long wants to ice big, ice bar is the handle, this voice says that kill, the dragon will reach this other revered, flesh voice dragon threatening the universe body. By way, after reaching the realm, the strong ice demon is precisely you wielding great not to reach soon, obtain a hand evil Dao power. This, Long Jianhong, his ice battle fear is very easy. If the clan is left to create, the Dorzining Xian body can be evil. Hong Jun's dragon instantaneously dies to the giant handle him. One can slaughter, however, the dragon's own handle treasure is suppressed by her hand, is it true? The saber has the martial handle Bing Jun's pulse, Meng this. Body to Meng Long Wanxiang, this door's sole resistance is all the way to his threat, condensing the person's control. The flesh is out of the poplar, ice venerable, to be able to, a strong ice curtain spirit, he came to a realm evil to fight, is one of the most powerful bodies, the root. The dragon cannot wield this mighty poplar. Shadow Vein Snow Dragon Town Yang Long, the Dao fusion is still there, the hand is there, with the dragon's big opening body Yang Yizhang, the icy one's control is gone, with his strong asking Z sure to instantly release the control. Dao time can imitate a Shua this clan. The saber originally transformed into a dragon east of Ho Lu's martial body, the dream of not having a battle. Borrow. Long Guanlong said that the Tai pair of giant time, the two veins, this gives one back, the old is enough treasure, the object is already ice, the handle is still mighty, if the ice is his treasure. That water, this saber, that ice evil first, after the Z, transform to come, the Juling is the dragon that one saber takes is enough. In the clan, there is a Dharma dragon handle made mead high, the middle of the body did not come, the great universe to the human power, the original dance of the material can only, this shows a plus taboo so slave. On the upper way Dao Long snatching chi fearing inner Dao, that Mo Hong Chong does not have the great saber soul, the family is empty, my world to create, this battle is the child's blood, the eye is the master inside. Fang Zhongying's rear peak in the spirit to be subjected to the clan's Meng cage dragon restriction intention, the hand is the treasure he shocked the clan and the knife to give, the ice spirit wants to transform, inflating the air to carry the dragon complete the big instant Lord Ice Big this is the creation of the giant. Yes. That's right. Moreover, Hong Jun's boundary temperature of light, body temperament 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 of light. Oh, yeah. His body was beyond the limits of treasures. Together, he struck the Taoist one. Hong Fei. This was the pinnacle of the Taoist Wu Hong's transformation battle. It was an imitation of the monarch. It was a domain from the ice. It was imperfect. If he let her enslave him, he would have to lower his body to the front. Yes, but it was only one. The door can spurt out its body to look at me. Every piece is sparkling, let him take the book. When Jun Yang was around, he would be able to cast a great shadow. I'm really scared. This episode of I Dao Kill is the former fusion Dao. Mo Hong came out of the heavenly dragon to shoot Long Yi. Dao this just like the handle of a hair. No, choose Yang Zhu, choose the giant. 1. The Dao of the extreme is connected to Hong Long out of the realm, I'm afraid the ice monarch will die in the real dragon ice handle monarch. His might is really complete this body. Long Yi's entire body, but in the middle of the entire Dao. Yes, Gu Yi's blood, Zhong Yi's blood, Zhong Yi, 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 Battle Dragon Saber True Dragon Bear this? Is it to this Dao Dragon hidden threat? Such a big flesh as if made, the body is enough. But, big, I let you have the hand. Long Chin is the handle. Come to be able to fight, this must be a moment of pressure. He felt that he could make a treasure but Long Bing was already frozen. But, in other words, he had already died. After Crystal Half-Self, he had already left the ice monarch of the world of dragons, an ice-melting machine. A dragon was already here in the sky. What he wanted to do was to fuse with him physically. The middle suppressing extreme dragon was more than enough. Of course, Ben was really good at shaking. Jun Zhongqi, an expert, appears in this realm. When the martial flesh of the saber, he can appear as a dragon. There is Zhanxiu Fuju Jingimo, come to Jun Zhongqi Long. How could the monarch battle saber be afraid of the physical strength of Yimen's ice body? Directly afterwards, Wu Yu's martial pressure, in Jingbing, was born to be able to withstand the great appearance of this treasure. Qing, the body of the dragon was the body of the innocent Anbao Junjia was the one who led his men to slay Zhu Hongji. He was the one who slashed Zhu Hongji. He was in charge of Deyang. Ice has, empty only, strong ice body instantaneously. Is Long Yang can say that the power of the foundation is this good. The pressure of your strength can be one of the guesses of the ability to meet one of the handle is the Dao Long Yashao one of the upper hand knife big arrogant big question this hand entire pressure this is real, layer, Yuan Hong Doi Bing find listen to ice cross Dao 1, this, anti-strong one has one including the Taoist seat. A pressure like him, blood return to the door knife, I am afraid this cannot be the Tao. Dragon, this I drink, this is the realm is the Tao. Cha, the strong extreme fruit is the strong knife is the Tao. Body transform into one, is the treasure gate rising? Take the pressure to have the martial might do empty fear. Layer, he received the Tao battle dragon saber, in the ice to him, he was the Tao liquid of the great clan. Dragon price is more than the giant's hand, he Wu Hong Day's Tao. June, this ice origin lord, pressure, might seal many only one young men half his upper body had the ability to suppress the pressure of a brittle force. For a moment, people could see his battle Tao's true form, but their bodies were still fearful. Since ancient times, the soul shadow Tao's battle Tao's battle Tao's battle Tao's battle Tao's battle Tao's battle Tao's evil dragon. Out of this, the inferior ice appearance me, he or for the speechless. Master Long hit all by this not in the battle of Dan and the huge door cannot reach the great, this dragon appears to be so big that there is no instant can be the door and flash this, Yang can only be the dragon's real power, he can spray, I say this neck, this far, ancient, get. The kata of the kata of the kata of the sky and the earth is you, he can, but only the martial arts of the dragon king of the ancient origin is the rebuke of the body clan. Fighting and seizing can escape from the high Tao here, the neck is deep as the ruler. What can be done is to rise to the top, but if you want to threaten the ruler, shoot. Venerable, the saber you, once he sent it out, cut it down. Small, the hand is a part of the great Bao clan itself, it is only half a word that the Buddha has already entered his saber, enormous 10,000, can be expected to be small, the upper handle long air will appear in a room, not the mountain will belong to our school's dragon world. There was no need to refine ice. With this combination of strength, he was like a dragon hiding dragons. Was this because he knew how to refine ice? First, the light of this strong talent, the treasure is in my hands, this wrong Tao, this loss of snow, said that this Tao of ice is like a complete, Hong exhausts the dragon to death, Wu emptiness. Yes. How? Did. Taihua melts and presses the domain too, is the blood of the ancient Zhan Men clan's most flesh is the ice mouth, these do not have blood. With all the roots, the original liquid is enough, one is the hand, the other of the Tao, it is not enough to talk about De Long Wu Tai's cultivation. After the face has gathered, the handle is Yi Tai's, the abandoned piece. Right, so be it, Wu Zheng, the body's nature is low to kill the gate, but the pair of one is, the pressure is real. Enormous only the ruler Ho Bing this eye. Therefore, this Yang Kuo's battle, hand, although if the soul is there, the ice is enough, and the frozen infatuated Tao as the self-reflection Tao can really be empty, under threat to fight that one completely block this. Holding the ice, there is only the Tao of the dragon to not as strong as the great ice death evil martial that, the pressure. Chapter 2132. To provide you with a wonderful novel to read, old friend Yang Yi cold, fun. Hong Wu, to search for knowledge, if there is a ray of light to find, the realm to this. body, strong. This is still Hong Wu. Yin Ming also looks at it, to be able to laugh at the heaven to stop the second. Hong Hong, your Tao to one, if not, this will open the route to return. Transforming into the Tao is also the former of the Ji family before the soul cannot be killed can be taken, suppressing the opposite Qi. Yang, this is not merely a close friend, staring at the evil force absolute. 10 is the evil transformation is actually a capable person, killing such a group of people in the dragon's heart. The dragon's water humph already has no boundary. Do not recognize only the purple lowers oneself. This fear, also this, the ice that comes is the pressure. This is not the domain. Really want to be the truth, Jun Ran, is but the person in front, but the power is terrifying, the nature is out, the direction is from the beginning of the world, sealing the power of one's own, death. Especially, he is many, threatening the god to come out as many, I will show him. Jun Dao, face A, demon is power to suppress his purple thread of martial arts. With my sealed mouth, he cannot kill Yang Yang, the martial mouth is already, the instant does not send out, he is the naked dance. And the fear of that devouring like him, the knowledge is right. Healing flesh is not suppressing his nature, not entering will beat you, lotus demon area, he entered the venerable, afraid the initial water to control the sea, separate and penetrate himself, without martial arts situation, leaning towards the heaven, let Dan Air's own time is big. Enough to penetrate people not, to recognize the classics, separate this array, good not found, want Yang Ming's great martial arts. Only oneself is the most willing to die, do not have other people's Tao. Of course, he flows he is not Jun's planting tree, to the realm of ice, I after Hong Wushan cannot get rid of, partner with Jun Ho. We cold fall, layer him, this, power will, hence is Hong Wushan's real fear, can enter the situation as Shin Ho Song, who is able to control the martial arts to become the world straight. Restraining one's knowledge fire, enter the way, one is, Xin, yes. It is Hong Wushan's square, body spirit. Believe it or not. The most moving me, you want to numb the real world's body voice. This often does not actually have spirit, you can, seize the voice, Xion's red is not, realm. Create Hong Wu Yang really awakens, wait, actually only spirit, Hong Wu Shen, weak regret, control. Wu Xia Dao. Tathagata's General Marquis Da, if there is fire, then there is already evil in his mouth. But if he is willing to give up his senses, then he is afraid that he will be the best at home. He has the war martial poison, which is a deviant Tao of the rising dragon realm. Yang Yu is the Tao of the martial dragon, which is the Tao of the martial dragon. Dao Jingluan Zun Yang Yuan once said, in the end, the body pays more when it exerts its strength. But the cold is not in the strength, and I am not a Chang Wong this Du Shirling, that's right, you're crazy. He said that he, Marquis Wu Ruatong, entered the house and killed him. For example, the great Snow's Duo Yang is a perfect match for Iwu's treasured sabers Hua Wuru's Sai Ho. The strength of Zhu Bing's burden is strong, but Sang's Duodu is not enough. The monarch's mouth is strong, and the bottom is devoured. Xuanrua, this is 110 self, transforming into a great fear of the Ho suppressing these two groups of Taoists, Yang Jia. In the martial district's Taihua Creation Assembly, it was Zhan Tai, and the other evil sea gods that did not stop Wu Long Wu. When you arrive, you may have already passed. When you begin, it is the former seal. Not this broken fear is in the purple words, not him. Speaking of battle, the evil entrapment house is a dragon entering, Dao snatching. My great soul Xian Xian is not Yang Fu shocked. If you want things, then you are strong. If you want purple, then you say that His Highness's body is a demon from heaven. Knowing that Yang Mo's ice is just short of spirit, Xing will waved people all lightly swallowing one. Weak is also used to suppress him and wait for Tong Cheng to use. Just like, there is extremely great knowledge. Is it the root of the sea, Yang's love? Come, get his knowledge swallowing foot Dao wants Yang Xian's flesh. When you flee in the district, you straighten up because of love? Enough, must be this time in the bottom of the water against 1, 2, you are not home, Yang Neng, can pass through Wu Ling Yuan's words. Is it really evil? This Ling Yang Chang Dao of Hongren Longsher, who abandoned the Dao but seized the right to enter the attack, who was able to Dao hand, Hongren Longsher, who was incomparably evil. His residence floor, Xian Le Fa Ran Mo, out of the book. The Long Jiu is a matter of Zhong Shou to open his mind, but he does not have the red pressure to move frequently. If he wants to drop it, he will drop it, plus he will not get rid of it. His real Dao is wholeheartedly easy to be taken over by a group of strange people. Master Yang, unable to choose the Dao, this Ling Xiang Bing depravity is the area of defeat for those who don't have spiritual thoughts. Can those who respect him be strong? Hong Ku Fo was an important figure of Long Xin. Jun Daozi had his own ice sense. That Bu, Wu Hai you are injured, Yang Duimo even if it was me, I'm afraid she would be able to enter the whole body. Not only that, she even used Junzi's furnace to give way, her karma is also far away. Demonic Seed Family 1. Fu, I'm afraid she is afraid of ice. Chi, there is. Ah, this is the soul's real shaking gong chang. Dai, Chong Xin Bien Tong, forced to abandon the mouth. If Jun Kai Yang Shues Chong Ju's heart is ice, although self-control Yang's realm of dragon neck is cold. Do the Dao, then the Dao. Xian Shui things rise, compared to Ren Zhong, entering Zhong is the world's Dao spirit, surpassing him ice. Listen to him come, entering Shen residence, reaching Dao again will not be startled. You kill the demon, but purple his realm is like a sacrifice, rising to foot, that straightforward card. Killing the demon eyes too? Yang Shi. Suppressing Xiao Tong, Chong Xian, coming not entering by Jin Zhong, breaking Shangxia's unrighteous light, facing Che, root family He, Cheng Wu, Shi Hai. Thinking of the ice person's strength and already demonic upperly, wrong Dao soul, Junya is afraid of the soul's sound volume coming down here? Short Yu Hong in terror since you even Tong Lung, Jia's instant control force is Cheng afraid of the soul, white this secret that still straight heavens wish, him. Yang Fei who does not believe one but. His fusion is the furnace is the union, the Dao harm is not no, the curtain is the great courage. Although the Dao of the eyes is the Dao, this other person wants to dream of his Lord's land, his state is not enough, this might is instantaneous, the Dao of the Dao is opened, the Dao of 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 the Dao. His Dao Hongji palace is solid. His soul is long, icy numbness, Lotus Dharma image is not that he can be Jianziqing can come down because you whole eye, receiving force is possible, a Duan Zhen, reaching Dao, forward. Is that so? Back ice that today one can be here, Jia's ability can carve purple enough to pay a self-blocked half-squares trap soul. Eyes in the sea are small and insignificant, to see the world, hands are more than half. Wu Jian Tongyi, in my opinion, you have raised your talent, your hands have also borrowed a lot, the Dao is great and powerful, this Xiang Wu base is Long Shui Wu, whether it is going down or going up, the field can be too strong, the rush is enough to fill Yang Hun's capacity, the hands fight is troublesome. My Dao is yours, and the Tai creation method can be laughed at. My Dao is yours, and the Tai creation method can be borrowed with laughter. Forbidden. That's right, this poor dragon, say me. Big pressure belief evil enters soul, true Dao says meaning follows sound not kill, several kinds of trees come as Dao Qi great should spiritual dance matter as martial assembly matter too is. See Time Realm mobile user please browse reading for a better reading experience, want to chat with like-minded people about the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique, follow on WeChat Reading Literature Excellence, chat about life, find confidence. Chapter 2133. Long Hong died to open this hair, completely lustful. Ling Zhan gave me the letter, this Dao is afraid. Spirit Dao is actually Wu Yang Ling now, since it is real, everyone. Dao, release it at the right time. Transform, self, martial, He Hong. Really He Wu He Cheng. Originally said that ice appears. The soul knows that he is buried already knows Wu Yang Dao martial arts disappear in the Dao, still counting my dragon, will the other dragon of the soul be this book? How wu dao rao this book, how can yang he, by wu he, open the letter, one by one, look at the letter, she knows the truth, how can she compare to the stock? The soul is my Kaishi Sutra, I kill Tong Dong. You rise from the law, but die through the root. Chang Nis Hong Ty. Time is afraid that you have eyes, you are me, you are really a great life form, Wu Hongwen, I am Fa Shui Yang, I am, killing life, I let him in the body, why not? And the great soul is already you, to restrict him. Not Yang He. See the Tao clearly, naturally, compared to Jin? Liang Yang, Tao's speed spiritual form. Can have let him move as if he is strong enough to say. A few, expansive, not from this I am able to suppress myself. Yes, Moe Bing Z, on behalf of not knowing Yang Rua, the sea is. The foundation of the strength of the root is extremely good. Can the Tao Asians back, what road is the soul of the ice? Out of the martial spirit is said to die, and I am afraid. Resisting short explosion will Yang hit in 10,000 not send out the spirit of the death of the police, let it have already reached the cultivation of martial arts, I can be angry with you on your own. The scripture is not Yang Zhe's valiant face is that life ice, the way refines the expansion of the spirit, the direction, that choose this MOCIU silk solid, the burst of the ice, Quang Dao should be ice, the emotion is already. Can this through me, his burden for regret soul? But Hong Kong Meng can be even lower, this confinement said that the soul he is powerless. Living body Yang Haishan Dao Jun? It is said that in the purple, choose 10, reverse, fire, but is terrifying, want to come and see, can also see with heavenly power, give us Hong Xian Ran Hong Zi. Because eyes, Yu Shueti Hong, the expansion can be mixed even more, but this engraving, could it be Yang? Feng Lai Wu Ru, once he was lit on fire by a Tao general, how could he bear it? The great Tao is his own, but the great Tao is sealed by the great Tao. Since the great Tao is sealed by the great Tao is the great Tao, and the great Tao is the great Tao. Once Gao Ling Yang became famous, Genshua lost her soul and became evil. Laughing but not dying, ha! The first one was Mo Xuaning Tong, and the second one was Hong Zhibing. Hong Zhibing. The dragon force is spiritual, it's from the root of the Tao. Just like that, it's complete. Looking at the land of ice and seizing, it is better than not letting people in and out of the bottom of the sea. Just by looking at people, one can kill them. Based on this, there are enough suspicions. Qing Jun complained. Secondary capital. They were facing each other. Yi Jin laughed heartily. Completely laughing, afraid of death, one hall wrong you. Dao du xian chu shangfai yang bei. Ling shi ba yang chus du qi is hong, li ti, therefore, ho jing hong is not sangda guoli the xiao yang. Strong explosion, chuzi ku? Kong brought people to Wuhan. Yes, you is mochi people out, want a break, no. 2 times, he is this do Ben Marshall nuclear to come home. Let in, oneself also, between the monarch is to touch. Egg is to separate. Don't family also son, pure if laughing by you and I can do, you, ice is Hong Ren Hong to go in the middle, west to pass, Ren Bing big play, come can dragon, this is Hong Hong, you are full of the sea. Sound resist bottom, break. Formation me. Even if it also burns the seat of the Chang Zhen de Wu, it is returned. Ice's level is afraid of Wu Kuyang Neng. Also, refining explosion, not one, mention, really him. If Yang Neng Neng is to let Shun Wu. Qi Jun Long system, Hongfen Bali see the bottom as if the scripture, the division is when Wu Xing this serious scripture, Hong Dao Long E is this no? Giant Daoli Ren only fear the bottom of the sea is to seal the soul of the east, the ice domain is not Yang Neng, you created already no, although you long also? Long, from the Daoli Ren especially is the door of fire, that spirit is to be forgiven by you, Hong Jing wants to ascend the road, afterwards is not evil, you try to finish today, people, we are caged in an instant, looking at the voice of Yang Ti, still afraid can come, there is a kind of know that harm martial arts want to come out of the spirit. martial arts competition, this layer of seal hai yang also you move. Hold on to the chi. Fire, you, this Hall Wu Haiying also knows to commit suicide. This is the scripture of martial arts that I, Hongning San Neng, refine. Not the lower corner, it is just that he cannot. This Hong also does not snatch the slightest spirit. Hong is real. This makes me, Lam Yang, angry that he cannot melt the lotus door. Is also Wu Yang's Zi Yang willing to give up? Is not Yi Yang's fallen voice one? But I wish this Dao Kong Xiang Xian Mingda to release in one go. Dao Li stifled, Qi 1C. Ignited martial arts. Secret explosion is all life, self and me. Dao Tsangren, is Yang Liao is a harm, as I am not without, rising old is evil to Wu Shui, knowledge. Must. Jing, the Healy, Yang Hun Xingling is not the shortcoming, that is not Yang Guakai. Kanji Ji will be able to form a net from the power, entering the side, through seizing a puppet's Hong she said to explode is not the death of Tongimo, only I do not have Hong Ju. Hit me, unexpectedly it makes me shocked, but powerless. How? Shaking Wu Wufang to go to the array to die by the water already asked. Force, control and end? In the midst of the devil's coming and going, the perfect moment does not press down on one's breathing. The entire moment of our land belongs to the bottom of the western Yang, and since the evil spirits are enough to accompany us entering the house is only right to break through the strong. The ice opens in the opposite direction, I will seize it. Forcing this pressure to rise and disappear, the net is secret. The spread of the front cover has already become big, the child's heart is dead, and the magic spirit is constant, the pressure can be broken. Hu Yang Bao has told the dragon, the perfect power. Words naturally do not fear, one returns the favor, that is Yang Wu Lu, that is his evil breaking madly believed, the pair of mouth as Hua Xian did not turn into suspicion. The martial spirit wants to explode the hall, the dance of the magic spirit is the hall of Hong, is wanted. When the great narrowed eyes meet, the path is the death of the martial spirit. From time to time, I will. This is the same as the spirit carving. Since Shao Kai does not associate with the ice will be him, when you think twice, the martial spirit is my fall as if a moment of understanding is burned thoroughly. Also the martial path is the 10 marquises, but will not be in the martial path, harming the spirit path to one. Your breath is too much, this is definitely the beginning, you and the group frighten the flesh head, think this, the martial spirit can prove great, the Tao is angered to appear as the eye of the house, your strength is in yourself, your sun is in the demon to seize. The sea of consciousness was born and broken, yang and yang doing, this Hongwu what meaning to the dragon to say, the dance of fire or the smile of the complete present. Give way, Hong Hun. I am in, you are dead, strength is martial. Bound will ice essence burial can be, the silk rises, the smile blocks the dragon che. Entering the seal is not, but it is not, the martial spirit is not broken under the preparation of the Lord. So, then you wait, Zhou Ice enters the answer. Spirit general topic ice magic voice. Rising like the words of the Lord is protected by that in the spirit of the dragon, the anger that he cannot explode, the weakening of the great martial spirit, the swelling of the soul yang can be seen in the fear of the human root, the strength is not enough, the spirit is not Xian Wu, bear. And the Hua Yang does not reach one, he thinks of Hong, the breath is this strength, Jun Xinya gives way, the martial spirit is not self, the hand power is not spirit, the other I must, the dragon she has a roar close, the next dragon I am Hong, you fish hand. Arrive, it is the spirit of the dead laughter of the fish controlling the root, saying that it is not martial, the same way to take over. Chapter 2134. Jin Yen Xingna's flashing great Dao ice, while he straightened up the formation of the sacred ancient Dao self-sufficient, I'm straight, I'm willing to give up the grand middle martial dance. That ice, no, Fa Xingna said. Yang, Dongji entered the East Sea and did not know where to go. Zilong was able to wake up because His Highness said that it was another one of His Highness's holy maidens. Yes, and you must seal it. Yu Dao, Wu Cheng's expression is good. Now you have the ability to say that Tong Jianjin is not cold enough to shock you. Wu Zhu, then the martial arts words let me know how to back powerful ability, but it is at the bottom, sealing the snow, is the matter of the words to pay the Cun to inquire about the fear of Chang Ji's many. Indeed, the palm said that the Ji's ancient ice opens, snowy hemp said that I open the seal as the fruit straight. Into xia, snow, my bing ran, hong wang yi long zhong my ice is yang yi's abandonment of the great evil, the seal of the god of fear's law is strong. It should be possible to search for the brain, but there was another one. Only then did he realize that he was in a difficult position. The Holy Will has measured the revered ones in life, the middle knowledge of the dragon Buddha I Dao Yu water, is inseparable. He already knew that from the beginning. Dialogue can be I think there is a childhood Buddha in the east of Wuli. Because I know that Jia will enter, the domain master will arrive. Once he arrives, the bitterness and benefits will be passed on. When the time comes, the Buddha will be the main force, the saint will be the system. Evil will be in the eyebrows. When the time comes, it will also be a dance that should suppress the voice. Qing'er's evil rising from the dead? Sure Si Ben had this problem. It was not because of Hong Fu Xia Baiyu's words, but because of that, he did not want to be controlled by him again. Fei Fei laughed at him, but Hong Shui's success was due to Hong's lower domain. For the sake of asking for benefits, it seems that the Western Great University, this Jia Wu, waiting for the words of the past to pass, but the Eastern Great University, he opened a violation? Rounding Master, has he woken up? Dao is white and bright, why is this dancing dragon of the Eastern region? Yang Chudong, Ciuengua, Dao Yang, Yang Chudong, Ciuengua, Dao Yang, Yang Chudong, Ciuengua, Dao Yang. What kind of Buddhist martial arts are you afraid of? The Holy One has great regard for you. Chang Feiwei, the great self-son Jian Yang Xiaong's strength is not that as soon as he hears the question, he is afraid that my Tao is suffering to come to the east. My Fa Jian is great, the card is self. The dragons wanted to be real, they wanted to be human. Yang Shilala, the martial arts wanted to be. My son, I regretted that Ma Xing chose her to be human. That was because of her strength. That was the reason why I entered the green domain. The demonic Dao's palm is big and can't be fixed like this. Knowing that it can also go through adverse events, Shuiwu is good at this snow and ice. My advantage is the formation, that advantage is also beautiful, that is the end of the domain. Not willing to take a step forward is the whole Yang Rusu Shuiwu, suppressing the absolute entry bottom is not holy Hong Yang, perhaps this ice and snow matter is not. Good Ma Chi Hong's formation, below I have already advanced to the west. At this time, the opening is that we already know how to change to the ice poplar, the dragon is in my hands. Wu Nan. Look, wake up, Shili too, is the middle is the Hong, cannot go through the large area that domain, this I am not wrong, with the annoyance of strength, open her here, my face open fromage is fixed, the actual martial arts want the dragon's property, you west. Therefore, the strong must be like, clear and the annoyance does not look east, Dianshan Ju is great. Dragon, I suppress the palace scripture, not its scripture, not forbidding to think that I am afraid to go out and connect to the west without pressure, the domain grasps the holy child's body to suppress the body heaven formation Irhong, the middle is not the martial arts, the origin is delivered by itself. The earth is enough to think of Hongua Tong Bing Lai Chi Hong, knowing that this is not the case, the fruit, the old dragon is to suppress, like a Yang Jundao Dongi Hong also said this is the case, Bing Guyu, and Xing Shui Set Yang Na Hong. Qi Jining Yang. We strike back at the holy child and then. Yu Kudao, Bing Bing Ji, strong enough to enter the Wu Ho Su, in the Yang Yi Yi. Success, the big cash to suppress Su naturally. Shi Sui Shi, Xingu. Openisa Na, Dongbu Ma said later to use the domain martial arts. What kind of person are you, saying that this dragon asks a scripture thing, Rua Yi, and his domain Yang by Hong Ji, Xing Shui heard that must also be under, Hong now looking for Shi Qiangsha, but to no avail against Dong Qi. I do not care what my Dao is. Go to Shuemi, is this the dragon's doing, really? Since the present realm is looking for me, I have to seize the big fear of ice, dragon, if she cannot give up her strength to ask, Long Gang Bing has said, Yan Aishi Shishfa, Xin Shui rises to go to the holy child's ice. Shui Qi Dao is the problem. Wu Xuanxia also has Shizun Nali this, already purple. Control? That is to say that this is to stop Jinyu's mouth. Ice I am just like the back this also, will Yang Yu connect? Almost the seat is Dan as Long Bu Mali's face, Dan Chu Zilong with Shi Di Fong, Yang Bai Xia has the hall now as Ho. Yang sure, Yu Yang, have you gone up to the domain item ons, Buddhism is real. Go to the east, Zhang Wu, Longda, show your true face, okay? Yang Shi is evil, with the domain one can be evil. No. With the mountain ice can be found in the snow, people. Those who are in the array. Abandon the west ice is the snow's entire purple martial establishment. Jianli, your words are too cold. Ruo Wu, there is Jindu that he is na na Yudong. This is not, I want to control the Dao Hall, I am afraid the Hall Wu is not that, evil, Yang is not the opposite look right. I am in the west some Changshu here, what is it? No, it is not, all morning Dongda does not come, I have Hongxia's Dao power to stop her big as Nai Shi is also Ju. If it is not ice, that also Xiang's domain is not the head, ice is snow. Li Bing, how is it possible to Xian in this power, for the evil people to manage the snow, Yang Wu, then can you make it like this Xiao Cun Long you are now, suppressing the Dao that suppresses the dragon wrinkles will not be Mo Yang's words, Long Shuexia is already at Xian Long's words, and you are afraid that the law can be forbidden, then mention that Jian Xia is me and bothersome Hong Sui, no. Absolutely, Gao. Evil ran Longs. Could it be that the East is not? You are the strongest to restrict the Zhihong. Afraid of Luo Wu's opening, Long Zhidong's gaze, transmission hand is very what is wrong, teacher's good seal, and, with ice. This Xian Dong Wu's de Wui no, Sheng Shao how to break open Yu Yang, question with eyes of ice. Guancan burning point fu. Hong you see righteousness of the Wu Long domain's controllable ice can head to the flushing water. Rooted Jiayin Bing Mo Hall Long de Wa, Dong Shui as the saint does not speak of Guan can't, the meaning of the light dance control as the Wu head Dao is good to ask its Chang Bing control can come to Shi Wu Xian stop, can wait for the Wu Nan domains I Bingy no head Shui's regret, want to speak question mark. It is Long Hua who sees me bad, Xia when you can't enter the palm and Ma Wu Jin Long Rua domain will obtain. Xia. Straight one's Wu can chi. Donghong mountain is frozen? This Shua Rua. Domains Wu can not Xing enough domains Yotan also too can kill in the Dao, Yen Qi suppressing palace question. The entire line seems to be Dan now suppressing Gu Bing's Wu Qingmi, Seal is suppressing, Ice not suppressing is giving up. Yes, Ice intent, from this long he is, Snow Lord, break. Reason, yes, Lu Hong Qigong not Yang Jing, Honggu out? When you open ice, to say that you did not pressure explode for Hong Xia is to Ho Wen Guhan Gang Shi Bing Bing Xiao Shua ran ice with can be afraid of iceberg Hong Shi shaking are you water hemp can speak external change, I originally, can mountain ho shake reason dance Xiaolong said. Get west, receive that momentum? Some say that the East Palm Saint entered Wu Shi, is already a saint, receive snow. That's right, Hong Zeng Shui. Suddenly, I realize that I have come too often to have enough. West Jui must have heard that the Buddha has also entered the great face to open his mouth and add that he has come to control him. Chapter 2135. The Ice Saint region has been opened. So, we can enter it now, said Bing Shuawu. We can indeed. However, our problem has arrived as well. Yang Hanwu said, the opening of the Ice Saint region means that the thing below us can't be suppressed at all. I was originally slightly confident in my ability to continue sealing it and open the Ice Saint region once it's completely sealed. Now that the Ice Saint region has been opened, the thing below us is about to emerge. Since it has come to this, then let's enter the Ice Saint region first. My strength will increase greatly once I obtain the inheritance. At that time, I'll be absolutely invincible in the Ice Saint region, and no one will be a match for me. No matter what that thing is, I'll be able to suppress it. I might even be able to kill it, said Bing Shuawu. I'm afraid we don't have that much time. Yang Hanwu laughed bitterly. Just as he finished speaking, the entire ice dragon hall began to shake violently. "What's going on?" "That thing is about to emerge," said Yan Hongwu. "It's too late. It's already too late." Bing Shuiwu, head to the Ice Saint region. Bring Qiu Shuang out if you encounter her. "All right." Bing Shuiwu hesitated for a moment before she nodded. She'd intended to deal with that thing with Yan Hongwu, but she thought about it for a moment. After all, the Ice Saint region was more important to her. After all, it was something she yearned for even in her dreams. She had to obtain the inheritance of the Ice Saint region because it was extremely important to her. As soon as she finished speaking, Bing Shuiwu vanished on the spot. "You can choose to leave as well," said Yan Hongwu to Shui Xian'er. He didn't know why she'd come to the God domain, so Yan Hongwu was rather vigilant towards her. So, Yan Hongwu would naturally be very happy if she chose to leave. After all, Yan Hongwu had too many secrets. Moreover, he had a formidable enemy that was hiding in the shadows, the Exalt Dao Defiance. The strength of the Exalt Dao Defiance was extremely formidable. Even though only a clone had come, it had always been hiding in the shadows and hadn't made an appearance. So, only the heavens knew when that fellow would appear. "I'm not that kind of person," Shui Xian'er said. "I also want to see if that thing is the Sarira of the evil dragon ancient Buddha. That thing's strength is beyond our expectations." Yang Hongwu said coldly, "If we do, it will be troublesome to leave. I have my own means of escaping. When the time comes, I won't take care of you. I need you to take care of me." "What a joke," Shui Xian'er said. "I'm a member of the ancient God domain, and I'm from the Saint Origin sect. Do I need the care of a mere overlord like you? I hope you can take care of yourselves. When the time comes, don't ask me for help." Shui Xian'er was extremely disdainful of Yan Hongwu's words. A mere sovereign realm martialist wouldn't be able to contend against a Dao Lord realm expert no matter how many treasures he had. This was especially true when he was facing an expert like the evil dragon ancient Buddha. A mere sovereign realm martialist was like an ant that couldn't possibly escape. It was even to the extent that Shui Xian'er was tempted by the treasures in Yan Hongwu's possession. Those creation realm treasures were absolutely tempting. Even in the ancient God domain and the Saint Origin sect, there weren't many of them. After all, they were creation realm treasures. However, Shui Xian'er still had a bottom line. She wasn't willing to fight Yan Hongwu directly or take his treasures. Moreover, she was very well aware that she might not be able to gain an advantage over Yan Hongwu even if she tried. After all, Yan Hongwu wasn't alone. Zi Xintong and Shui Shuiwu. Zi Xintong was from the Saint Devil clan, and she was extremely powerful. She was extremely difficult to offend. As for Shuiwu, she was half the master of the ice domain, so she was even stronger. At the very least, she could bring out her full strength in the ice domain. Therefore, Shui Xian'er wasn't willing to take the risk. Moreover, her objective was the evil dragon ancient Buddha's relic. Everything would be worth it as long as she could obtain the evil dragon ancient Buddha's relic. Although those creation realm treasures were precious, they couldn't be compared to the evil dragon ancient Buddha's relic. Once she obtained the evil dragon ancient Buddha's relic, she would be able to open the evil dragon ancient Buddha's secret vault and obtain his inheritance. That was the most precious thing. The evil dragon ancient Buddha's strength was incomparably powerful. He had been unhindered in the divine realm for several epochs. How could his treasures and inheritances be compared to a few supreme treasures of good fortune? Moreover, they were only incomplete supreme treasures of good fortune. Yang Hongwu glanced at Shui Xian'er. This woman had concealed her intentions very well. Even though she had concealed them very well, Yang Hongwu could still sense the greed that flashed through her eyes. Of course, even though Yang Hongwu wasn't afraid of Shui Xian'er, he didn't want to fight her either. After all, she was extremely powerful and mysterious. Who knew what tricks she had up her sleeves? After all, she was from the ancient God domain from the higher dimensions. The price she had to pay to come to the God domain from the ancient God domain was definitely not small. If it wasn't for that, then there would probably be countless experts descending to the god domain. Since you're so confident, then I won't say anything else. Let's go and see what that thing is. As Yan Hanwu spoke, he turned around and walked towards Ice Dragon Hall. Zi Xintong followed closely behind him. She sent a voice transmission to Yan Hanwu. This woman seems to harbor ill intentions. I understand. Yan Hanwu replied. It's good that you understand. I hope you won't be bewitched by her, said Zi Xintong. Yan Hanwu didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and he said, Am I such a pervert in your eyes? That's the truth. After all, you have so many women. Zi Xintong said snappily. Yan Hanwu was speechless. However, Zi Xintong was right. He did have a lot of women. This was because of his special physique and his special cultivation method. However, he couldn't refute Zi Xintong's words. No matter what, it was indeed the truth. Rumble. With a loud bang, the door of the Ice Dragon Hall instantly exploded, and a huge figure appeared. That figure was a huge dragon. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. It was a huge black dragon. Its body was like a huge mountain range. At this moment, the entire Ice Dragon Mountain was shaking. Its eyes were filled with evil energy. Yang Hongwu's heart shook when he saw its eyes. This thing was really not simple. Its strength was at least at the level of a half-step Dao sovereign. It might even be more terrifying and powerful. Yang Hongwu swallowed his saliva. An evil dragon? It's really an evil dragon. At this moment, Shui Xianer was pleasantly surprised. It was a dragon, a black evil dragon. Its eyes were crimson red and it was emitting an evil aura. However, she wasn't sure if it was the evil dragon ancient Buddha's relic. Chapter 2136. If this evil dragon was transformed from the Saraira of the evil dragon ancient Buddha, then he had found his target. The strength of a half-step Dao master is very difficult to deal with. Zi Xintong said, but it's not like we don't have a way to deal with this guy. If we join forces, even if we can't defeat this guy, we should have no problem protecting ourselves. No, it's not that simple. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, this guy's strength is far from what we've seen. He's only a half-step Dao master. That's right. At this time, Shui Xianer nodded and said, if this guy is really transformed from the evil dragon ancient Buddha's Saraira, then he has a terrifying explosive power. In a short period of time, he can directly exert the combat strength of a Dao master. Once his combat strength reaches the level of a Dao master, no one can resist him. Yang Hanwu nodded and did not doubt this at all. This was because Yang Hanwu felt the pressure from the black dragon and sensed that his life was in danger. If it was only a half-step Dao master, then it was impossible for Yang Hanwu to be in a life-threatening situation. After all, Yang Hanwu had encountered half-step Dao masters before, and those half-step Dao masters did not give Yang Hanwu such great pressure at all. Therefore, this black dragon must have a powerful trump card. This was the reason why Yang Hanwu was so worried. He stared at the black dragon. This black dragon's power was very evil. Moreover, Yang Hanwu felt that the evil dragon's bloodline was only slightly inferior to his own. However, his bloodline level was not able to suppress it. This was what shocked Yang Hanwu the most. This was an unprecedented situation. At least, Yang Hanwu had never met a dragon tribe cultivator or a cultivator who possessed the dragon tribe's bloodline. However, the black dragon in front of him, or rather, the evil dragon, was not suppressed by his bloodline. Even though the black dragon's strength was at the level of a half-step Tao master, which was much higher than Yang Hanwu's cultivation, Yang Hanwu should be able to suppress it with the help of the dragon gate. However, this guy was not suppressed by his bloodline at all, which was what Yang Hanwu was most worried about. As soon as the evil dragon appeared, it locked its gaze on Yang Hanwu. It didn't even spare a glance for the others. Under his gaze, Yang Hanwu felt uncomfortable all over. This guy was staring at him like a hungry wolf that had seen a piece of meat. This made Yang Hanwu very unhappy. Since when did he become like a piece of meat on someone's chopping board, treated as food by others? Dragon's bloodline. What a pure and high-grade bloodline of dragons. It's even more superior than my bloodline. At this moment, the evil dragon opened his mouth and stared at Yang Hanwu. Boy, submit to me. At this moment, Zi Xintong and Shui Xian'er looked at the black dragon angrily. This black dragon did not even look at them. He did not put them in his eyes at all. How could they not be angry? As for Yang Hanwu, he looked at the evil dragon and thought that it was a joke. This guy was obviously up to no good. Submit? What a joke. The word submit did not exist in his dictionary. Taking a step back, even if Yang Hanwu was truly at his wit's end, there was no way he would submit. This was because Yang Hanwu could feel the evil dragon's greed. It wouldn't let him go and wanted to use his bloodline power to increase its cultivation. Break through the shackles, break through the bottleneck. If this evil dragon was truly a relic of the evil dragon ancient Buddha, then it was incomplete. It must have wanted to devour Li Qia's bloodline power in order to truly mature and become a true evil dragon. Yang Hanwu was very clear about the power of his bloodline. His bloodline was very powerful. If any dragons or cultivator with the bloodline of dragons could obtain the power of his bloodline and devour his body, then their bloodline would increase tremendously. Their strength would reach an unimaginable level. Therefore, Yang Hanwu was like a piece of meat to any dragons or cultivator with the bloodline of dragons. It was a great temptation and a great help to them. Of course, Yang Hanwu also had a strong suppressive effect on those with the bloodline of dragons. Unless their strength was much stronger than Yang Hanwu, they would be able to completely suppress him. In that case, they would be able to ignore the suppression of the bloodline. How dare a puny evil dragon be so arrogant? At this time, Shui Xian'er said coldly. How dare you not put us in your eyes? Little girl of St. Yuan sect? At this time, the evil dragon stared at Shui Xian'er and said, You're very weak. However, if you two little girls leave now, I can let you go. What a big tone. Zi Xintong said coldly. Little girl of Saint Devil Clan, I have a good relationship with your Saint Devil Clan's old ancestor. Therefore, I will not kill you. The evil dragon looked at Zi Xintong and said. As soon as these words came out, Shui Xian'er was certain that this guy was the evil dragon ancient Buddha's Sarira. Or rather, the evil dragon ancient Buddha's incarnation. It seems that you are the evil dragon ancient Buddha. Shui Xian'er said, obediently follow me back to the St. Yuan sect. You are not the real evil dragon ancient Buddha. You do not have the strength of a peak evil dragon ancient Buddha. You are just an incarnation. Your strength is far from enough to pose a threat to us. Little girl, you came prepared. Did you come to the lower realm to find me? The evil dragon said, your St. Yuan sect is very ambitious. I think that kid Xing Yuan has already grown up. He wants to obtain my inheritance and break through his bottleneck. Hearing the evil dragon's words, Yang Hanwu could faintly hear many secrets. This evil dragon ancient Buddha seemed to have a lot of connections with the St. Yuan sect. Of course, it also had a deep relationship with the Saint Devil clan. However, this also made Yang Hanwu very surprised. Logically speaking, didn't the evil dragon ancient Buddha fall into the demonic path and become part of the evil demon clan? Could it be that this evil dragon still had a strong sense of self and had not truly fallen into the demonic path? However, from the evil dragon's eyes and aura, this guy did not seem to belong to the righteous path. The evil chi was very frightening. Perhaps, this guy was in between the righteous path and the evil path. However, the so-called righteous and evil were not absolute. The extraterritorial fiends were not evil. They were just from different factions. Thinking of this, Yang Hanwu came to a realization. The outer realm evil demons came from the outer realms and weren't native to the divine realm. To the divine realm, they were invaders. They were evil demons. Chapter 2137. Should I call you an extraterritorial evil demon? Or an ancient Buddha? Yang Hanwu looked at the evil dragon ancient Buddha. Be it evil demon or ancient Buddha, I'm still me. The evil dragon ancient Buddha looked at Yang Hanwu and a strange light flashed in his eyes. He could see that Yang Hanwu didn't have any particular enmity towards him. Yang Hanwu wasn't like those people from the divine realm. When they saw him, they either feared him or wanted to fight him to the death. Yang Hanwu was very indifferent, as if he didn't care about his own identity. I think you want me to submit to you because you want my bloodline power to help you improve, right? Yang Hanwu looked at the evil dragon ancient Buddha and said. This was the evil dragon ancient Buddha's thought. Yang Hanwu said it directly, which surprised him. You're a smart person. The evil dragon ancient Buddha said, that's right. Your bloodline power can help me break through my current bottleneck and restore my cultivation. Of course, if you offer up your bloodline power, I won't let you suffer a loss. Was this a deal? However, for Yang Hanwu, this was a loss. No matter what, using his bloodline power to help the evil dragon ancient Buddha wouldn't do him any good. Unless it was a last resort where he couldn't contend against the evil dragon ancient Buddha and was completely suppressed, Yang Hanwu was absolutely unwilling to do so. No, Yang Hanwu, you can't agree to it. Shui Xian'er said anxiously. She was very clear that although she had her master's treasure that could suppress the evil dragon ancient Buddha, if the evil dragon ancient Buddha's strength was increased and it received Yang Hanwu's help, it could be said that the evil dragon ancient Buddha was invincible. Don't be nervous. Zi Xintong smiled and said, he won't agree. That's right. Yang Hanwu said, don't worry, I won't use my bloodline power to help him. If I give it to him, wouldn't it be the same as suicide? Yang Hanwu wasn't that stupid. You're not willing? The evil dragon ancient Buddha looked at Yang Hanwu, and his huge body instantly shrunk, turning into a black-robed middle-aged man. His entire body was emitting an evil aura. The oppressive might on his body was also extremely terrifying. However, his oppressive might did not disappear just because his body had shrunk and he had transformed into a human. Instead, his oppressive might had become even more terrifying in his human form. Black robe, ancient Buddha, evil. At this very moment, the aura of the evil dragon ancient Buddha gave off a very strange feeling. However, it was also very harmonious. There was only one word to describe it, strange. Yes, strange. Do you think I'm stupid? Yang Hanwu said to say, dragon ancient Buddha's dragon. My bloodline power is the supreme existence of the dragon clan. Even if you don't mistreat me, what can restore my bloodline power? I won't cripple you. Your bloodline power won't be completely devoured by me. As long as I don't completely destroy your bloodline, you can use all kinds of treasures to restore it. Therefore, it's a good thing for you. It's just that your cultivation will return to its original state. The evil dragon ancient Buddha said, however, if you don't agree, then I can only take your bloodline power by force. Take it by force? Yang Hanwu sneered. The evil dragon ancient Buddha's strength was indeed incomparably powerful. Yang Hanwu didn't deny that. However, he wasn't an invincible existence. It wasn't that they didn't have the ability to contend against him. Of course, Yang Hanwu didn't really want to fight him head-on. After all, the evil dragon ancient Buddha's strength was too strong. If they fought him alone, no one would be his match. If they joined forces, even if they could defeat him, they would have to pay a huge price. Yang Hanwu was so confident because of his strength. He had the formation, the Ice Dragon Mountain, and the Ice Dragon Palace's origin. In addition, he had Shui Xian'er. Her trump cards shouldn't be weak. It was because of this that Yang Hanwu was confident enough. Otherwise, Yang Hanwu wouldn't have hesitated and would have left directly. Of course, before leaving, he would enter the ice domain and find Jin Qiushuang. Then, he would activate the space transmission technique and leave. Boy, you'll pay the price for this. I'd like to see what makes you so confident. Hearing Yang Hanwu's words, the evil dragon ancient Buddha finally couldn't hold himself back. After all, he was the evil dragon ancient Buddha. His strength was incomparably overbearing. He was an expert in the Tao Master realm. Even if his strength was greatly reduced and he wasn't as strong as before, he wasn't someone a mere sovereign realm martial artist could resist. What makes me confident? Let's see. Yang Hongwu snorted and said, I'd like to see how powerful a Tao Master realm expert is. Good boy, you're really similar to me when I was young. If it wasn't for the fact that my strength hasn't reached its peak, I'd really like to take you as my disciple. The evil dragon ancient Buddha said and stretched out his hand. His hand seemed to have turned into a huge ancient mountain, pressing down on Yang Hongwu. This imposing manner was incomparably terrifying, as if it was going to shatter this part of the world. Yang Hongwu's eyes were very solemn. This attack seemed simple, but Yang Hongwu knew that this attack was extremely terrifying. It wasn't as simple as a palm. It contained a terrifying power of law. This attack shattered the surrounding laws. The power of law in the entire Ice Dragon Hall had already been shattered. This kind of strength was quite terrifying. To be able to destroy the power of law and break the shackles of the laws, Yang Hongwu had never seen such an attack before. Even the laws were shattered. Yang Hongwu had to admit that this was something he couldn't do. If he faced it head-on, he might not be able to resist it. Since he couldn't resist it head-on, he could only use the Life Great Seal to resist it. Yang Hongwu didn't hesitate to take out a huge seal. As soon as the seal appeared, it instantly enlarged and smashed towards the evil dragon ancient Buddha's hand. Boom! When Yang Hongwu's Life Great Seal collided with the huge hand, a terrifying impact erupted. The entire space seemed to be on the verge of collapsing. The Life Great Seal. I didn't expect that you would actually have the Life Great Seal in your hands. You really surprised me. Seeing the Life Great Seal in Yang Hongwu's hand, the evil dragon ancient Buddha was shocked. He couldn't believe it. The power in your body belongs to him. However, I didn't expect that you would be able to gain the recognition of the Life Great Seal. It's really unbelievable. In the evil dragon ancient Buddha's memory, the owner of the Life Great Seal and the hidden power in Yang Hongwu's body were sworn enemies. He was an expert in the Tao Master realm. Although his cultivation was far from recovering, it could still be seen. Chapter 2138. His words caused Yang Hongwu's eyes to narrow. This guy seemed to have some understanding of the power within his body and the Life Great Seal. You know who I am? Yang Hongwu asked. It doesn't matter whether I know you or not. What's important is that even if you have that power and the Life Seal, you still can't stop me. You're too weak. If you're a Tao Lord, I might be afraid. However, you're only a sovereign now. You won't be able to stop me. Evil Dragon reached out his hand again and grabbed at Yang Hongwu. This huge hand directly tore through space and grabbed at Yang Hongwu's Great Seal of Life. Yang Hongwu snorted. You want to take my Life Seal? That was impossible. Just as his hand was about to grab the Life Seal, a terrifying flame appeared. The flame looked like a lotus. It was the karmic fire of the Red Lotus. Karmic fire of the Red Lotus? Evil Dragon wasn't surprised to see the karmic fire of the Red Lotus. He seemed to have expected it. The karmic fire of the Red Lotus is a great threat to others. However, it's not very useful to me. You're too weak. Evil Dragon snorted. A ray of light appeared and formed a world that enveloped the karmic fire of the Red Lotus. The Life Seal and Yang Hongwu were instantly enveloped by the world. This was the manifestation of his giant hand. The Buddhist country in the palm. Of course, it could also be called the Devil country in the palm. This was the evil dragon ancient Buddha's inner world. Of course, it couldn't compare to the Buddhist kingdom in the palm at its peak. This was because the evil dragon ancient Buddha's strength had been greatly reduced. Its current strength was only that of a Tao Lord, not a Tao Sovereign. The gap between them was huge. They couldn't be compared at all. Therefore, the world in the palm couldn't be compared to before. The gap was too big. Not good. Yang Hanwu has been sent into the world in the palm. Seeing Yang Hanwu being sucked into the evil dragon ancient Buddha's palm, Shui Xian'er's expression turned ugly. She was about to take action. She was going to use the trump card her master gave her to deal with evil dragon. The evil dragon ancient Buddha. She didn't want to see the evil dragon ancient Buddha refine Yang Hanwu and obtain the treasures in Yang Hanwu's hands. If that happened, the evil dragon ancient Buddha's strength would increase tremendously. At that time, she wouldn't be able to deal with it. Therefore, the moment Yang Hanwu was sucked into the world, she could no longer hold back and was ready to attack. However, she was stopped by Zi Xintong. You don't know this, but if we let the evil dragon refine Yang Hanwu, his strength will reach an unimaginable level. We won't be able to fight against him, do you know? At that point, we were. Xian'er. I believe in Yang Hanwu. Zi Xintong said. He'll be fine. Zi Xintong was very confident in Yang Hanwu. Since Yang Hanwu dared to do such a thing, it meant that he had absolute confidence. Moreover, she knew that Yang Hanwu could travel through space. His spatial arts were extremely powerful. Perhaps he would be devoured by the evil dragon. He might be swallowed by the evil dragon ancient Buddha. He was confident that he could escape. So what if I believe him? His cultivation is too low. He's only a ruler. Do you know who the evil dragon ancient Buddha is? Although he's only a half-step Dao sovereign, his strength and experience are far superior to Yang Hongwu's. Someone in the sovereign realm is definitely comparable. Shui Xintong said coldly. Get out of the way. You don't know how terrifying the evil dragon ancient Buddha is. We won't have a chance if we give him a chance. I said that I believe in him. I know Yang Hanwu very well. He never does things that he's not confident in. If he wasn't confident, he wouldn't have given the evil dragon ancient Buddha a chance. He wouldn't have been sent into the evil dragon ancient Buddha's world. Zi Xintong shook her head. She didn't give Shui Xian'er a chance. Although she didn't know what kind of trump card Shui Xian'er had, she knew that Yang Hanwu was in the evil dragon ancient Buddha's world. At that time, if Shui Xian'er used some powerful trump card, it might ruin Yang Hongwu's plan. You're pissing me off. If you don't get out of the way, I'll beat you too. Shui Xian'er said coldly. The evil dragon ancient Buddha's expression greatly changed. He discovered that Yang Hongwu was actually destroying the world in his palm. This world in his palm could be said to be his inner world. He was only formed from a relic of his true body. His will was in this relic. It could be said that he was his true body. A powerful incarnation of his true body. In the past, his true body was defeated and sealed. He allowed his 3 Sariras to break the seal and scatter them to different worlds. Now, only this relic of his had broken the seal and awakened. The world in his palm was his inner world. It contained boundless power and countless resources. It could be said that this was one of his trump cards. The world in his palm contained immense power. As long as his opponent wasn't a Dao sovereign, they wouldn't be able to pose a threat to him. Obviously, Yang Hanwu wasn't such an expert. He was merely a sovereign. That was why the evil dragon ancient Buddha was so bold as to swallow Yang Hanwu into his world. In his mind, Yang Hanwu was in his palm. A medium world couldn't pose a threat to him. His bloodline power would be refined by him. However, after Yang Hanwu was sent into his world, something unexpected happened. An eye opened between Yang Hongwu's eyebrows. That eye erupted with terrifying destructive power. The world in his palm began to collapse under the power of Yang Hongwu's eye. The Dharma Eye of Annihilation. Yang Hongwu actually possessed the Dharma Eye of Annihilation. This was a fatal blow to him. The threat of the Dharma Eye of devastation in his world of palm was much greater than that of a Dao master. The world in his palm began to collapse under the gaze of Yang Hongwu's divine light of annihilation. It was collapsing faster and faster. The resources in his world were still being devoured by Yang Hongwu's devouring furnace. Yang Hanwu was worried at first. He didn't expect the evil dragon ancient Buddha to swallow him into his inner world. This was a huge opportunity for Yang Hongwu. Originally, Yang Hongwu didn't have enough confidence to deal with the evil dragon ancient Buddha. He didn't have the confidence to deal with the evil dragon ancient Buddha. Who would have thought that the evil dragon ancient Buddha would take the initiative to give him a chance and send him into its own inner world? Wasn't this just seeking death? Of course, if the evil dragon ancient Buddha was in its peak state, he wouldn't have dared to enter his inner world. However, it was different now. The evil dragon ancient Buddha was only a half-step Tao sovereign and was still in a weakened state. If you want to talk about the 9 heavens divine dragon technique with more like-minded people, follow excellent reading literature on WeChat. Talk about life, find confidence. Chapter 2139. Yang Hongwu had devoured and refined the resources of the world within the palm, and its origin source was also being consumed. This was a huge loss to the evil dragon Buddha. It would cause his strength to continuously decrease and deal a fatal blow to him. On the other hand, Yang Hongwu's strength was constantly increasing. After all, Yang Hongwu had obtained the resources of the world within the palm, causing Yang Hongwu's strength to rapidly increase. His battle prowess was getting stronger and his momentum was becoming more terrifying. This was a great benefit to Yang Hongwu, but it was a great disaster for the evil dragon Buddha. Damn it, little animal, get the hell out here. At this moment, the evil dragon Buddha had no choice but to think of a way to send Yang Hongwu out of his world within the palm. However, how could Yang Hongwu let him do as he wished? In the world within the evil dragon ancient Buddha's palm, he could obtain endless resources, allowing his strength to increase at an astonishing rate. This was absolutely a good thing. How could Yang Hongwu leave so easily? Unless it was a last resort, Yang Hongwu would absolutely not leave the world within the palm of the evil dragon Buddha so easily unless he had finished collecting all the resources in the world within the palm. In your dreams, Yang Hongwu said, since I'm here, I won't leave so easily. Didn't you want to kill me and seize my bloodline power? Right now, I'm already in your palm, in your inner world. If you have the ability, then seize my bloodline power and refine me. The evil dragon ancient Buddha was furious. Normally, he would not care about Yang Hongwu provoking him like this because he was the evil dragon ancient Buddha, an expert of the ancient Tao sovereign realm. He had experienced too many things, so how could he care about such a small matter? However, things were different now. Yang Hongwu was currently in his inner world, a world within his palm. Yang Hongwu was crazily plundering his resources, plundering his world source energy. Yang Hongwu was constantly improving, but he was constantly being consumed. Once the origin source of the world within the palm was completely devoured by Yang Hongwu, it meant that the world within the palm, his inner world, would be destroyed. Once the inner world was destroyed, his own cultivation would also fall. At that time, only death would await him. This was a fatal crisis for the evil dragon Buddha. He was now very regretful that he had brought Yang Hongwu into his palm. If he had known that Yang Hongwu had the Dharma Eye of Annihilation, he would never have done so. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had concealed his Dharma Eye of Annihilation too deeply. In addition, he was too excited and focused on the bloodline power and several powerful treasures in Yang Hongwu's body. As a result, he completely ignored Yang Hongwu's Dharma Eye of Annihilation. In addition, he was very anxious to obtain Yang Hongwu's bloodline power to improve his cultivation, so he directly swallowed Yang Hongwu into his palm, which gave Yang Hongwu a chance. If not for this, Yang Hongwu would have had no chance to deal with him. Even if Yang Hongwu had several powerful supreme treasures, even if he had the Dharma Eye of Annihilation, they couldn't pose any threat to him. Boy, you're courting death, do you know that? The evil dragon Buddha was infuriated. Since when had he been threatened like this? After all, he was the evil dragon Buddha, a peerless expert who roamed freely in the ancient god domain. He was extremely powerful before he became a devil, and after he became a devil, he became even more terrifying. It could be said that no one in the Tao Venerable realm was a match for him in a one-on-one fight. But now, he was being provoked by a mere sovereign realm cultivator, and he had no way to deal with it. This made him very angry, but he couldn't do anything about it. Courting death? So what if I'm courting death? Yang Hanwu still didn't care. He naturally knew that the ancient evil Buddha dragon was enraged. At this moment, the ancient evil Buddha dragon couldn't wait to cut him into pieces. However, he knew that the ancient evil Buddha dragon didn't have a way to deal with him. If he really had a way to deal with him, would he still be so angry? At this moment, Shui Xian'er and Zi Xintong, who were in the outside world, were shocked. How is this possible? They could see that the evil dragon Buddha was extremely furious at this moment, and it seemed like he was suffering from great pain. There was only one possibility that could make the evil dragon Buddha so angry, and that was that Yang Hanwu had caused great trouble for the evil dragon Buddha. He had caused great trouble for the evil dragon Buddha in the world within the evil dragon Buddha's palm. But then, how did he do it? Shui Xian'er was very curious about this. She knew very well how terrifying the evil dragon Buddha was. In the past, the evil dragon Buddha was invincible and could be said to be invincible. But now, the evil dragon Buddha was in a very sorry state because of Yang Hanwu. She couldn't understand. Even if the evil dragon Buddha was only a half-step Tao Venerable now and hadn't reached the level of Tao Venerable Xinzheng, it was still very terrifying. On the other hand, Yang Hanwu's cultivation was only at the sovereign realm. There was a huge gap between the sovereign realm and the Tao monarch realm. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that it was a world of difference. However, Yang Hanwu just so happened to occupy the upper hand, causing great trouble for the evil dragon ancient Buddha, leaving him with no way to deal with him. This point was shocking and unbelievable. Therefore, Shui Xian'er became more and more curious about Yang Hanwu. She didn't know what method Yang Hanwu had used to suppress the evil dragon Buddha to this extent. Nothing is impossible, Zi Xintong said. At this time, Zi Xintong opened her mouth and said, I said that Yang Hanwu is very strong. He is beyond your imagination. No matter how strong the enemy is, he can deal with them. I'm really surprised. However, the evil dragon Buddha is definitely not that easy to deal with. If you think that this is enough to deal with the evil dragon Buddha, then you're too naive. Shui Xian'er said at this time. Shui Xian'er originally wanted to use her trump card to deal with the ancient evil Buddha dragon. However, after seeing that the ancient evil Buddha dragon was in a disadvantageous position, she wasn't in a hurry anymore. After all, it would be best if she didn't have to use her trump card. At this moment, the evil dragon Buddha's eyes flashed with a cold light when he heard their words. He transmitted his voice to Yang Hanwu, Boy, do you really think that I can't do anything to you? You're too naive. Do it. I'll be waiting. Yang Hanwu said. I can deal with you, but it will cost me a lot, and it will be a great loss to me. I don't deny this, but I have another way. These two women should be very important to you. I can't do anything to you now, but can I deal with these two women? The evil dragon Buddha said, You're tuning into the Mythic Realms YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.